All right, all right. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to the Raging Atheist. I'm surprised Skyout's in the chat, and then I show up and he shuts up. All day I've been waiting to see if Skyout's going to be here tonight. Haven't even reached out to Sokka, but John told me that he let Sokka know, so Sokka's usually not too far away. But let's get started with my announcements. Before I open the room up, subscribe, Slippery Slope Show, Disciple of Kairos, Ocean, Sassy, Cheshire, Neil, the 604 Atheist. Y'all, like, he's seriously undersubscribed. The Tatted Philosopher and the Atheist Rationale. Throw him some subs. Check out their work. All of them are new atheist YouTubers except for Ocean. Ocean believes in Thor, but you should still sub to him. Really good work over there. What's up, Dr. Josh? Yeah, Skyout. You told me it was your wife, and now it's your girlfriend. Is this some imaginary, fictitious person? Sokka, are you in here somewhere? Let's see if you're here. If not, I'll send Sokka an email, try to get him up in here. But you know how Sokka is, Skyout. So I mean, you having some kind of a time stipulation isn't like round 2 with Sokka. You're not going at Sokka for round 2. You're coming in and dipping out just to say, hey, I wasn't a pussy. That's pretty much what the fuck is going on. But yeah, as for Ocean, you'll find really good arguments against Christianity. You'll find really good arguments on a lot of different things and a different perspective. I really enjoy Ocean's channel. His newest video about how atheists and pagans could work together, I think, is excellent. So y'all should go check that out. So tomorrow night at 7:30, 7:30, can't remember. Marty will be in here soon, so she can remind me. And Sky, I will be. Are you saying that you can't come in now? I know you. All right, so I'm gonna get to that, Sky. I'm gonna get to that. Tomorrow 7:30, 7:30. I'm gonna be with Marty and Richard Madison for a closed room conversation. And then at 10 o'clock, I'll be in the Great Debate Communities channel with John and Jim Majors. Nicholas is going to be there again. I'm not sure who's all going to be there, but it should be a good. I think the messenger might be there. I'm not sure. Should be a good conversation. Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Modern Day Debate, but I'm not going to be debating. I'm just going to be there. It's going to be kind of like last time I did this type of thing was with the Black Hebrew Israelite, and there's going to be a Black Hebrew Israelite there. I will have a couple questions, but I'm pretty much just only there really to be the Raging Atheist just a little bit. Sokka's here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing out of the way. We'll let Skyout tell us how he's going to be a pussy tonight. So I'm going to send Sokka. I've cleaned out my emails. So Sokka, I have your email address again. So I'm going to send Sokka and Marty and Skyout, and we'll let Skyout come in and tell us how he's going to be a little bitch and try to take on Sokka. I mean, like, he is like a total fucking glutton for punishment. So we'll get Sokka in here. All right, there you go, Sokka. Link sent. Skyout. Anybody else that wants to come in? But right now, like, we'll just let Skyout and Sokka do their thing. Marty, you can put in your perspective because I know you got something to say to Skyout too. Where the hell you at? You're at the very top, ain't you? Yeah, there you are, Skyout. And one last person, Marty. A lot easier. Like I got rid of over 100 emails. Makes it a lot easier. All right.
What's up, Knock?
What's up, man? I'm actually surprised. Like Skyout all day tried to kind of dodge out of this, and now all of a sudden he's got a few minutes, and I'm like, you're gonna go up against soccer with a few minutes.
It's not about dodging out. I think that it's good to have these conversations as long as you're approaching them honestly and want to actually learn from each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I'm interested in hearing them kind of talk, give some excuse for the comedy show. I wasn't gonna have him back on because I'm like, fuck the racist guy, but then I saw Drag is like he's not gonna have him on just because he's an idiot. So I'm like, fuck it, one more time. And I was like, Friday night, and now he's like, I can't do it Friday night, Saturday night, and I've been like all over the place saying Saturday night I'm doing Great Debate Community, I'm not gonna be on. So of course Saturday night he can do it.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of that. Sokka, I'm gonna let you go first because I'm eating right now, so I'll let you talk to him first for a minute.
Skyout, I did send the link, so come on in. Tell your girlfriend / wife / right hand that she's got to wait. There goes my roommate. Yeah, John Peterson, I'll send you a link. Yeah, atheist rationale. I really need to do something along those lines. You're exactly right. Sky, come on in. But you guys feel free to talk. And I had a big thing I was gonna say because Skyout bitched out. But then he's here, so
I just want to take him on his fucking bullshit homophobia. We need to finish that conversation.
I just want to understand why in the hell, for one, does he think he beat Sokka? Like, I mean,
are you kidding me?
All right, so you had a bad day, and just to be all right, Sokka got me. I'm gonna get him next time. But no, he's like, no, I got Sokka. I'm proud of that. I put that shit on my channel.
That wasn't a bad day. That was just not a fair fight.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part was like, no, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I go to that part sometimes, Sokka.
I've listened to that numerous times actually when I'm at work. It's fucking classic.
Well, I just the other thing, I mean, I don't. But contrary to popular belief, I don't actually keep a chalkboard beside my computer with internet arguments one or whatever. It was a discussion. Skyout was just a little, underinformed in the topic. That's about it.
To say the least. I mean, I just sat there and listened. Was like, God, this is just beautiful. I mean, because Dragnot ran him through the ringer for a good hour.
Yeah, he did.
And then you come along and it's just like tag, you're it, and bam. It was beautiful. I'm quite sure you must have like some kind of jar of souls next to your computer.
That's where he draws his power from.
I did send a link, John. And Skyout, like you said, you was gonna come in. You said,
"Come on, Skyout, be a fucking grown up." You're brave enough to say that fucking.
I'm on Eastern Time, Skyout. I'm like, God, how many times do I gotta say that? All right, so this one guy, suffering is a part of faith. Or let's start up here. So I might as well. While we're waiting on Skyout, I'll go through. A lot of people were waiting tonight. That's fucking awesome. So, all right, that was from you, Marty. Jay Pasick says, at the Raging Atheist, does Skyout say he had a wife? Because I don't think he has one. Yeah, like he told me in an email that he can't show up because he's got to hang out with his wife. And then here in the chat, he said it's his girlfriend. Can't stay too long, brother. Got my girlfriend. Well, if you can't stay too long, you should come in the chat, Skyout. Link is set. What's up, Dr. Josh?
Well, I mean, if he can't show up, that's fine. Like nothing really lost in this part.
He just doesn't want to. He can.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He knows it.
Like if I've said this before, and this is to anybody out there. Like if anyone's not a member of the Dragoon Syndicate Discord channel, I'll post. I'll try to remember to post the link here soon. But Skyout, it's always an open invitation there. If you ever want to come in, you ever want to talk to somebody, get a little more experience or whatever, just come in there and like you can tag me right away there and I can probably jump in for a few minutes here and there. I generally hang out there after my kids go to bed anyway, so just go for it.
Yeah, and it's an open conversation. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure y'all told him that yesterday, and he's like, I can't figure out Discord. And I'm like, well, I kind of understand that, but even I can get into Drag's Discord server.
Discord is not difficult. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not.
Well, especially, I mean, he's not that old. Like, he's a younger guy. I'm an old dude, so I get sometimes where it's not that it's hard for me. It's just hard to fit it into my routine because I've got a routine with everything I do.
You know,
But like, he's a young dude. He should know how to do this stuff.
when you call yourself old, I take that personally because I'm a couple months older than you. So stop it.
We're getting old. We're not old yet.
I'm old.
What's up, John? You're here. See, John showed up already. Skyout, what the fuck?
Come on, Skyout.
I mean, if you can't show Skyout, like it's cool. I got some topics, and I'm sure we can find stuff to talk about. Maynard Saves, once again, thank you for the super chat. Smoke weed every day.
Well, we could do like we did it with Von Helton. If Skyout doesn't show up, we could just talk endless shit about Skyout.
Yeah, we can have a good old time. Good old time. I got some interesting topics we can talk about. Skyout on command, but I know what he's doing. He's thoroughly explaining to his right hand that he's got to go on a show, and that he's not going to have dinner with it tonight.
I know he's not a lefty.
Well, I mean, if he's smart, he switches. So
Are you sure that his right hand is not his better half?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not talking shit, Skyout. I'm just saying it's kind of a sin for you, not for me. Maynard says, is Skyout a young sandwich creationist? $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Maynard Saves. So yeah, maybe he's just like explaining to his girlfriend because it's date night and I talked a lot of shit all day. So he's like, I can't let this dude keep talking shit.
Hey, what's up, Maynard Saves?
Hi, John.
Shout out. Hey, what's up, Marty? I'm gonna send Maynard Saves some pictures of my garden here tomorrow. Got some stuff coming up already.
His name shall now be known as Hideout, Jeremy Pace. Skyout, you coming in or what, dude? Do I need to send another link?
Was he in the live chat?
Yeah, he's
He's doing right now.
Like as soon as I showed up a little late because I was watching Non Sequitur.
Yeah, you are a homophobe, Skyout. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, you can come in and explain that, Skyout. But I mean, first come in. You just gotta come in. Yeah, Godless Galaxy and Jay Pasick. I will send you guys links.
I mean, once he comes in and Sokka gets done with him, I just wanted to ask him, like I'd like to hear like the making of story of his comedy hours because
that would be interesting. Or like, I
mean, I wonder what his process is. Like, does he put the white hood on before he sits down at the computer, or does he peruse Mein Kampf before he,
Or like, I don't know if you guys saw it because I kind of talked about it for a second, but he did a fucking Skyout interview Skyout video, and I haven't watched it all yet, but I'm like, that's like some 12-year-old shit. Like when you're 12-year-old and you're thinking about you're gonna be famous, and you sit in front of the mirror with a brush, and you're gonna interview yourself
with a brush as a microphone.
I think Athena wants a link, Knock.
Athena, Godless, and I get to talking and forget it. Athena, Godless, and Jay. All right.
Jay Pass. Yeah.
Filling up real quick. So yeah, if you don't come in Skyout, I'm sure we'll find plenty to talk about.
Skyout. Hashtag bitch made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's been on my Twitter because like I've been waiting all day, man. All day. You need to follow me on Twitter, Skyout. All right, there's Athena.
I thought that he had arranged this. That's a
well. We were emailed, and he said he wanted to talk to you again, and then never really happened. And then I saw him in Drag's chat the last couple of days and been talking shit. And he's like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." And then yesterday, I mean, you were there. I was like, "Yeah, fine, let's come on, man, let's do it tonight."
that's where I saw it. It was just like, "Oh, tomorrow night." He said, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, we'll go talk tomorrow night."
And then I emailed him earlier today, and it's been crickets all day. So I made my thumbnail and called him out. And then finally at 9:00, he's like, "Oh, I'm gotta hang out with the wife." And now it's the girlfriend.
Well, then it went to fiance.
Oh, fiance. All right.
Hello.
So,
Well,
not
but like I said though, like, this is why I just wanted to join the Discord, because you know what, it's just easier. Like if he wants to talk to me, like
Mhm.
I never turn down a conversation. Like that's like the one of the policies that I have. Like if I'm available, I'll be there. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how unpopular the topic. Like I will, if somebody wants to have a conversation with me, I'll come in and have the conversation. So
well, shit, Saka, you'll even take the unpopular side of the argument too, even if it's not what you think.
yeah. So sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw both of them in here earlier when I was cleaning this shit out.
Didn't Skyout Nakasuchi also say that he was interested in coming on because he wanted to explain his comedy?
No, I was just gonna give him a chance to, because he gets triggered. Like, I'll be in Dragnot's chat and calling him a homophobe and a racist, and he's like, "It's comedy." I'm like, "Dude, you're a coward to hide behind comedy. You're obviously giving your real thoughts, or it's not like you're trying to be funny. You're just trying to be insulting."
Well, not only that, but Skyout. I was in a comedy troupe. I've done stand up. That was not comedy. What you did. Sorry.
No, it's just not. It's really bad, like hate speech, basically.
You have no comedic chops whatsoever, Skyout.
Here's Jay. All right, Godless and Jay, I have now sent y'all both links.
Any laughter that came out of your comedy hour, Skyout, was not people laughing with you. It was people laughing at you. For being
it was totally bad. And like, why isn't he in here yet? He said he was going to come in, but I mean, it's fine. It would probably be a hostile room, but it was going to basically be you and Sokka, and then at the end, I was going to let Skyout kind of just explain what the thinking, like you were saying, John, behind doing the comedy show. Like, I'm not upset that he did something on me. It's flattering. It's flattering when somebody does shit onto you. I look for them. I type in the Raging Atheist, see what comes up. But it's just like the voices are very, very racist or homophobic, or it's pretty much like pick your bigotry.
That gay guy that he did when he was like, can you understand what it's like to be LGBTQ, homophobe, heterosexual, homosexual, asexual, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you what?
I can't figure out what's more offensive, like the gay voice or the black dude voice. I think it's got to be the black dude voice.
Like, if you just did a gay voice, like that stereotypical lispy gay voice, they're fine. But like, you don't even. Oh, wow, you have just no grasp on reality. If that's.
It's the thing that he says with the gay voice, like
exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, and it's like the things he says with the black voice. The fact that he's not saying nothing at all. It's just a jumbled mess of fucking racism. Like, please come on and explain that shit. Like. And then I was gonna let Marty say your thing, and that'd be it.
It's like the stereotypes of like black characters back in the 40s when they did movies. Like
I'm being bad. It's like my first cigarette in like 3 days, or my first
the minstrel shows.
Right? Yeah. I imagine he probably put blackface on before he did it. Hey, Skyout, if you're listening, I want to say to you too. Look, if you're worried because the room's kind of filling up here. If you come in here, all of us here are just interested in seeing you interact with Sokka, and I will definitely mute myself and just let you and Sokka go at it.
That was basically it. Skyout told me he wanted to go to have another round with Sokka, because I pretty much you know how I get, like, especially if I'm in a chat, I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna be like, I'll send the link again, Godless. But if I'm in a chat, I'm talking shit. So there was a couple times where I saw Skyout, and I'm like, Skyout, man, you got ass raped. I mean, you just and Skyout, he's like undefeated, and he's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, dude, you got ass raped. So I kind of goaded him into it. So I will, in all clarity, admit that I am the Raging Atheist and I troll a lot.
I think actually. I mean, I'm not sure if Skyout's still watching this. He's probably gone off to do whatever he's doing with his fiance there. But if he is, I was just curious that he said that he puts up all of his interactions and debates and stuff up on his YouTube channel. And I noticed that you were nice enough to just cut out the section where I talked to him. So it would have been, hey buddy, so it would have been an easy download for him to mirror on his channel. But for some reason, he still hasn't mirrored our conversation there.
Yeah, and
I'm wondering why.
he told me he was going to too.
Yeah, he said it was. Yeah.
I wonder
I
what
find that interesting.
I wonder what the correct imagery is, because you said that he got ass raped. So since it was Sokka, did Sokka go ankle deep on him?
Oh my goodness! Like I said, it was just a conversation. But I mean, like, here's the thing: is I think that like I said before, like I think like Scout's in a position where that like this is a good place to learn from. Like this is a good place that he obviously has an interest in the topic. I have an interest in the topic too, and that we can sit, have a conversation, and kind of like work this stuff out. Like that between these questions like what does it mean to justify knowledge, or the foundations of or how do we ground things like the tools of intelligibility. Like these are interesting conversations that we can have. So it'd be nice to dive into those deeper. But like the last time, like I think that it was like, and this is what I'm trying to avoid, is like it was very aggressive from the get-go, because there were some other stuff that already kind of started, and that you just got to kind of sit back and just maybe this is this isn't not to approach this from a conversation where one can there's going to be a winner or a loser. Just like can we disavow ourselves of bad ideas, bad notions, and maybe like move forward and like actually like learn something from this. So when he does approach these conversations, that he realized whether the style of argumentation he's putting out makes sense, whether it's good, or if there's something that maybe he can step back on and improve upon. Because this isn't an area that people think about. Like nobody, like in regular everyday kind of like conversations, talk about like if someone says, well, I know she went to the store, the next question after that isn't, well, how do you know she went to the store? how do you know anything? Like nobody, like we don't have these conversations. But like I was saying this before. Like,
how do you know that Sokka isn't really a sock?
Yeah, how do you know I'm not really a sock? But
is that absolutely true?
Well, we know that, Sokka, because you proved that you're a sandwich.
I am a sandwich. Yeah, just put me between two pieces of bread. That's it.
I'll tell you, Marty, I think that's one of my least favorite phrases in the world now.
Read that.
Absolutely true. Like it's true. Yeah, I mean it's true or it's not true.
Along the lines of what Sokka's saying, though, it is like I talk a lot of shit and I troll and I'm giving Skyout a hard time, and I should, because he's a racist homophobe. But and I stand against that. But in all seriousness, when it comes to conversations like this, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and it's like Sokka is saying that it should be about learning. It should be about, all right, don't run from those losses, don't run from those mistakes, but learn from them. I walked into a conversation with Dark Dawkins blind, not knowing who the hell Dark Dawkins was, and he landed me at probably one of the worst assholes I'm ever going to take online. One of the worst ass beatings I'm ever going to take online. I just wasn't ready for it. I just let anybody come in, and he worked a number on me, and I don't run from it. In fact, I re-uploaded it just to where you could see where he did that number on me, and I can claim that, and I can learn from it. And that's the point. You're going to fuck up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be wrong. You're human. Do you learn from it, and do you grow? And so far, Skyout hasn't shown any ability to grow whatsoever.
Well, he went into that conversation with his whole spiel of how he's a tactician, he's the best debater in the world, he's never loses, he's calculated, he's blah blah blah. So he already thinks that way about himself anyhow. So he doesn't think he has to grow.
The funny thing is we're all joking about how bad Sokka beat him up and everything, or how Sokka was the winner. But the fact of the matter is, Skyout could have walked away from that discussion a winner too, because if he had just listened to what Sokka and Dragnot were telling him, if he had taken in the information and tried to, because I've heard Sokka and Dragnot say to people before, and maybe it was Skyout, hey, maybe you can take this information and it'll make your arguments better. It's not like they're trying to change his mind and say, hey, you know what, you should be an atheist. They're just trying to educate him on, the proper, proper way to use logic and the proper way to make arguments and stuff like that. I mean, Skyout could have been a winner if he had just had information in.
He had 2 conversations with Dragnot, if you count the one on my channel and the one on Dragnot's channel. And then he had at least 1 conversation with Sokka, maybe more than 1 conversation. Excuse me. So, like, yeah, he's had 3 times now, and he could have went back and looked at him, and he really, like, if he really wanted to have this, could have gotten back with me all day and really set it up. Or even yesterday, if today was going to be a problem, could have responded in the chat, because, I mean, Sokka was there, Dragnot was there. I'm sure a couple other people were there. I quite clearly said, all right, I can't do it today because I was already been, kind of planning doing that cult, the crazy cult thing, live thing all day. So I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. And he never said yes or no. He kind of got quiet around that time when I was like, finally, I was like, because Drag's like, I'm just not going to have stupid on my channel no more. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then he didn't respond. And then I sent him an email early today and he didn't respond. And then finally I made my thumbnail kind of calling him out. It's like, just come on in, dude. Skyout could start being cool right now. He could just start a whole new leaf and just start over and be 0-0 and try to go undefeated again. But like, dude, just face the music. And Sokka had no idea what you were going to come in here and attack him with, but he showed up. And to your point, though, John, like, Skyout sat there and took it for a good 2 hours, and he was getting his ass handed to him, and he didn't leave. Like, he could have left.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least he took it that day.
Well, I mean, the thing is I think part of the reason why he did take it for so long is because he didn't perceive what an ass kicking he was getting. I mean, he just, like he claimed afterwards that he got the better of that interaction, and we all know he didn't. So,
yeah. Well, that's his. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Oh, I had him on for almost 4 hours. The only time he ran was when he when he took off is when he called Vegeta the N-word, and pew, he's gone.
Did he call Vegeta the N-word?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he called him that, and then he tried to justify it by sending me an email saying that he has his N-word pass. So.
No,
he grew up gangsta, so he grew up around gangsters, so he can say that. He's got a pass.
That dude he's like the whitest sounding dude in the history of white men. Oh.
Nah, I don't know.
Oh my
I didn't know he was originally from Detroit until the other day I saw that shit.
Yeah, I saw that shit, and I'm like, you're still in Michigan?
No, he's not in Michigan. He's out my way.
Oh, is he? I was like, if he's still in Michigan, I'll do a face-to-face with you, Skyout. I did it with Matt.
I'm really disappointed because when I sent you that message in live chat, hey, send me a link, I thought he had told you just before that, send him the link, and he was coming in.
Yeah, he did. He said he was going to come in. He didn't have long, but oh well. We can talk about other stuff. Anybody have anything that they want to talk about? We can keep bashing on Skyout. He's fun to bash on.
Did you all see my parody video of him or no?
Not yet, man. I meant to do that, and I finished my ISUPK video, so I'm going to be putting that on Patreon tomorrow to get a consensus on whether or not I should put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very fitting, though, because I'm going to be speaking, or somewhat speaking, to a Black Hebrew Israelite on Sunday. You don't get many chances to speak to them. I think we have some in Detroit. Maynard might know. Maynard, you ever see ISUPK on the streets of Detroit? I think there might be a chapter there. But I missed a super chat from Maynard, and I want to find it. He says, I've done some summer stock, $2 super chat. Thank you, Maynard.
Hey, there's Marty on camera. Hello, Marty.
I was eating. I didn't want to eat. Is he still in chat, or did he leave?
I don't know. He's been quiet. He came in for a minute to be like homophobic. Wow. Well, like he said the same thing about he said the same thing about when I called him a racist in Drag's chat, and like we just had Jay here tell us about how he said the N-word to Vegeta. My boy Vegeta. Like he called my boy Vegeta the N-word. Like I really fucking hate this guy now.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't take well to homophobes or the fucking like the Matt Powells and the fucking this bullshit. I don't take well to that at all, and I will fucking go to the mattresses for that against anybody. I actually challenged Matt Powell on his channel. I left my email on one of his videos. I was like, I was one who asked you what you would do if you had a gay kid and you didn't answer my question. Here's my email, bring it. And he hasn't messaged me. So that's actually one of the videos he took down.
I honestly think that in Matt Powell's brain, it's not possible for him to have a gay kid. So that just means he's going to have a gay kid.
Oh, I mean, if there is a kind and loving just God, please make that happen. But then again, I'm scared for what would happen to that kid.
Yeah, I really wouldn't want it to happen.
Like, I mean, are you kidding me? Like,
so many highlights today. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That poor kid would just have I mean, first of all, his poor fiance.
Is Skyout the same age as Matt Powell? Are they right?
I don't know. Like, I was starting to think that he was like maybe 16, but then he said he had a wife, and then it turned into a girlfriend, and I'm like, well, maybe he's 16 again, and now it's a fiance, so I'm settling at 19.
So now let me ask this, Marty, just kind of threw a couple names out there so are we ready to put Skyout in the same category as a Matt Powell?
I don't think he's quite that bad.
No, well, he definitely doesn't say
but he's
that.
pretty fucking close.
Well, he definitely. I've never heard him advocate for the death of.
Right, that's why I'm saying he's not quite that bad, but he's fucking close.
And
I think he's just a young, misguided boy who needs to be rounded up in the ways.
Well, that's it. Like, after listening to his comedy show, I'm like, he's 16. Right? Like,
is Skyout really 16?
Well, no, I don't know, but like that's where my head was like, he's 16.
I mean, he has his reasons. Maybe it's his own form of apologetics. Maybe he's just trying to find his way, and he doesn't know any better. I can't say anything.
Well, that's it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's reciting.
Yeah.
All of his presuppositional argument is you could get that from Darth Dawkins.
Yeah, and it's not as good as Darth Dawkins. Like,
no.
It's not even nowhere near as good as Darth. At least Darth has some kind of understanding of what he's doing. Like, he walked me right into a trap very easily, but I had no idea of who he was. But I'm quite sure he wouldn't have done that to Sokka or Dragnot. But Skyout, the first time I met him, I handled him really easy. Like, it was just like, get him off his script, dude. He's done.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas said that Nicola's opinion is he has a PowerPoint, and if he gets out of that PowerPoint, he just has to find a way to get you back into it.
Yeah, and Standing for Truth does that too, but Standing for Truth is actually good at getting back into his PowerPoint. He just refuses to leave from it. I did get Standing for Truth to cuss me a little bit though. It was beautiful, or at least he got mad enough to almost cuss me. I got to go back and watch that. I definitely cussed him
in a hangout. He was swearing at you in a hangout.
I got to go back and watch. I can't remember if I got him cussing at me, but I know I had him mad as hell.
Well, him and Raw Matt use shit. They don't have a problem.
Yeah,
saying shit. Or hell.
It's all the same shit. It's like, if you can just get them frustrated and get them off the script, then you can kind of show who they are. I don't think Standing for Truth will ever really have another conversation with me again.
Truth? Are you kidding me? I don't know who's worse than praise.
Like he Standing for Truth was begging me for a conversation when I was like at 300 subs, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know who you are. I don't even know how to live stream. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Is Jill in the chat tonight?
No, but I did. Dr. Josh is in the chat. Dr. Josh, I think I got praise maybe to commit to a debate. We've been talking today. He actually responded. So maybe it'll be me and Jim Majors and Praise and Jill in the next couple of weeks on Modern Day Debate. And I'm just going to copy all of Dr. Josh's talking points. That's all I'm going to do.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong there.
I know, right?
Well, I'm sure I'll come with some flavor, though.
Is Dr. Josh going to join us?
I think I saw something about a plane, so I'm not sure what they're doing.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think, they're traveling.
Yeah.
Did you ever contact Dr. Josh about getting together with Richard?
No, not yet. I need to. I totally forgot. I need to. I'm sure he will if he has time. Dr. Josh, if you have time, I think me, you, and
It says-
Richard.
Digital
Maybe-
Hammurabi. Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
He
go
says-
ahead.
He says, rolling on the floor laughing, you don't need my stuff. Smiley face.
I'm just playing. Man, he put out a really good video today on slavery. It was pretty awesome. And we got 2 more coming. I'm looking forward to it. So if y'all aren't sub to Digital Hammurabi, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, no doubt.
Wants to come
That's
on.
true.
I mean, basically, Digital Hammurabi, Dr. Josh,
Oh.
we need you. We
Dr.
need you
Josh
to meet
can
up.
come in.
We
So
need
we're
you to
gonna let
meet
him
up
come
with Richard Matson and translate for us, because every time Richard goes
I
on about
like
his belief,
Richard.
If
I
you guys-
love Richard
if you
too.
guys-
I love Richard, but I'll tell you what, when he was talking about his stuff, it's like my brain was like,
I know. I still
turning
haven't had a
into
chance
pretzels,
to.
you know?
I haven't had a chance to go back and watch all of it and process it yet.
Not
Yeah.
not hosting this tomorrow.
Richard Madsen's he's been on with Skylar and Dr. Josh.
Yeah. Who's on?
Yeah,
Well, here's the
that's
thing.
actually where I've learned about him. Is I commented on his beard. It's like a beautiful
That is
beard.
one great beard.
Oh,
Look,
he
here's
said
the
he
thing.
can't-
He did say he was on Skylar, okay, but he also said that Dr. Josh had very little to say throughout the whole thing. And Richard's and I'm not saying, Richard was like talking smack, because he's a very nice person. I love him to death. But he did make the statement that Dr. Josh at the end said, well, I just like to soak the information in and then process it, and then I'll respond. And Richard said, and it's been a month and I haven't heard anything from him, so kind of like a mini, kind of call out, but not like he was talking shit or anything. So
Perhaps something like that. I'd like to throw in there that oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying he's busy. He's got a kid. He's got a channel. He's got all this other crap going on.
yeah, a month is nothing, as far as when you're a busy person like him. I mean,
He's in such high demand too. Like,
yeah, he's got a lot of irons in the fire.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, me and Richard are doing every Wednesday Suffer Revelations on my channel. If anyone wants to check it out, our first one, we haven't even left we're not even finished with the first chapter. And that's all. I thought we were gonna be moving along fast, and apparently not. So you guys should go watch that to see a little bit more of Richard and his understanding, because it's really interesting. I am really honored to actually be able to sit there and go with him on what he finds in the Bible, because it's like, what? But it's really, like I said, it's hard to say, just some of the stuff that he says.
What am I missing, Cheshire?
You didn't send him a link.
Oh, do you want to come in, Cheshire? I'll send you a link. How do I talk to Cheshire? Probably Twitter.
You're
I'll
already
send
at.
you a link on Twitter. I sent Dr. Josh a link on email.
Oh, Cheshire was
on
battling. She was battling with that Kokish dude tonight.
Yeah, that was I didn't get to hear all of it because I was doing stuff and had to
Well,
leave for a moment.
Hey, you're already at 9.
Am I? Let me see.
Oh, you're at 8.
Yeah,
We're at 8.
So
we
if
should be.
Cheshire- if Cheshire and Dr. Josh want to come in, I'll drop out. That way they can come in.
Well,
We
no,
should
I
be
thought
able
it
to
was
get
10. Yeah, 10's the limit.
Yeah, we should be able to get 10, so we should be fine.
Oh,
As long as
looks like
Sky doesn't choose now to come in, you pussy.
Dina just dropped out.
Skyout
We
is
did.
officially bitch made.
Yeah.
All right, let me find her. You're in here somewhere. There you are, Cheshire.
What is that? What's that dude's name? Adam Kokish. Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's-
tuned into a little bit of it.
He
and-
was kind of kooky for a libertarian.
Well, yeah, he's kooky. He's interesting, though. But he just has this magical idea in his head that we'll just get rid of all government, and private citizens will make the roads, and private companies will do all the infrastructure and everything. And I mean,
And
he's
then once you have people around to organize that would be considered government.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, some of the shit he was saying was just crazy. I'm anti-war, but I mean, libertarians go way too far with this shit. You gotta have something. Wow, man. But I didn't get to hear all of it because I had to. My daughter has her best friend over, and when my daughter's sugar gets low, she becomes a little bit of a brat.
I mean, I'm going to go back and watch parts of it, but my apologies to Cheshire. I didn't watch much of it live because I've heard all that from Adam Kokesh before, and I already knew that whatever Cheshire ended up saying to him in rebuttal had to be right compared to his nonsense. So,
Hello. And also, how dare you?
what, not watch you?
Yeah. You're watching it for me, not for him.
Well, let me tell you something, Cheshire. There's already an endless loop in my mind of you, so from that.
I mean, like, how do you get on Non Sequitur show already? Shit.
I painted a neat thing.
It was really, really sweet. Like, I was like, holy shit, that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I was pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, that was awesome. Dr.
I
Josh,
fought with that thing for 2 days.
Sorry. I did send a link, Twitter, Dr. Josh, but come in whenever you're ready. Who dropped out on me?
Athena did.
Athena
and Godless Galaxy left too.
I was definitely taking notes while he was talking at the beginning because he said some kind of things that I was like, wait, I'm sorry, did you just say you're gonna fire 3 million people? Hold on.
He's saying some crazy shit. I'm like,
who is this guy? And can I get the link to his
Adam Kokesh, and it's spelled Kokesh.
Please go look at his website. I am betting it's full of some beautiful nonsense.
Oh, I'm sure.
If you see anything, please take a screen cap or like a clip of it and at me on Twitter with that shit. I want to see all of it. I bet it's amazing.
I got a nephew that's a pretty rigid libertarian, so he considers himself a constitutionalist.
Yeah, I knew a few of them down south.
Dr. Josh in the house.
What's up, Dr. Josh?
Did you ask what does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it means he has a strict reading. He has a strict interpretation of the Constitution.
All right.
Hey, Dr. Josh.
Hey, can you hear me?
Please, yeah, loud and clear, 5x5. Sweet. Hey, please tell me that you will come on Nakasuchi's channel or on the GDC channel and do a one-on-one with Richard Madison.
One-on-one? What do you mean, like a...
You're cornering Dr. Josh, John.
I am too.
But I love Richard.
Well, no, I understand that. And I told him that too. I said, hey, he said in the chat, Dr. Josh said in the chat he loves you, man. And but we need someone to translate what Richard's saying for us because we can't follow some of the stuff he's saying, and we're wondering what you think of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, I'll talk to him. I mean, I talked to him on Skylar's channel.
Oh, okay. He was saying that he didn't think you really had much to say that night.
I didn't. Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I was like, Dr. Josh is a really nice guy, and he probably didn't want to hurt his feelings, and he does. It's almost impossible not to like the guy once you talk to him a little bit because he's just so genuine.
I mean, I will say that I think Richard has thought through his positions a lot, and and it was so much fun to watch him talk to Nephilim Free.
Oh, no. Wait a minute.
I haven't seen that.
Where's that at?
Wait a minute. There's a
I say that.
conversation. I don't know
Yeah,
that.
it was 2 hours of I don't know a lot about Nephilim Free, but I've never seen.
Whose channel is it on?
It's on Neff's channel, but I've never seen anybody get their ass handed to them quite like that. I mean, Richard kicked his ass.
Really?
It's not difficult if you're talking to Nephilim
And Nephilim Free still put it up on his channel though?
Yeah, he thought he did well, I guess.
He probably thought he won. Yeah.
Wow.
But so many times, I think the key thing that I heard over and over from Richard is sort of his catchphrase. He says, "I don't know why you said that. I don't know why you said that."
It's kind of weird because Nephilim Free, what a lot of people don't realize is that, well, a lot of young Earth creationists prop him up as some type of expert in the whole, anti-evolution discussion. If you actually sit down and talk to Nephilim Free about like his religious viewpoints, especially when it comes to Christianity, most of his fundamentalist brothers would probably say that some of the stuff he says is heresy.
I've never really heard him speak about religion, just the creationist shit or trolling in chats. I see that a lot. Real quick before you go, I think it was Chesh. Xanos Carthage, $2 super chat says he wants to see Sokka up against a pre-supper again. LOL. I tried, man. I tried. And
why would you wish that upon somebody?
Like sexually, or
yeah,
physically up against a pre-supper.
There goes Sokka. He's like, I'm out. I'm not going up against a pre-supper. Sokka will be back in. But go ahead, Cheshire. Sorry, I didn't mean.
I just wanted to give an official meeting hello to Dr. Josh because he's been working with me through a surrogate the past little bit.
It is really amazing to meet you. I appreciate Megan's really excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've been sitting here sketching you right now. See?
I'm telling you, once you meet Dr. Josh, you're like hooked. So you'll be like tweeting him messages and asking him questions every single chance you get. Like I do, at least I do.
To not do that.
Did anybody happen to, just as a side note, did anybody happen to catch me earlier tonight doing that test stream?
I saw it.
I saw that. I was there. Oh my goodness, that echo.
Oh
Wow,
my god!
I loved it.
So
Dr. Josh,
yeah.
that's still reverberating in my ears as we speak.
Well, so Megan built this new machine from scratch, and it's the first time she's ever done it, and it's amazing. So we downloaded Streamlabs. It's a Windows computer. We downloaded Streamlabs on it. So I was trying to run a test stream, and I've done it with the Mac, regular OBS. And if you set up a private YouTube, whatever event, then you can go, you can start streaming it and it won't go anywhere. Yeah, Streamlabs, I hit go live, and I guess it just says, fuck you. Like, I'm overriding whatever you've done. So here I am, talking to myself, and I look down after like a minute, and all these people are like, we can hear you. Like, ugh.
So Dr. Josh, I got a couple questions for you.
Yes,
if you don't mind. Okay. The first one is that the globe behind you, is that one of the ones that you can open up and there's like a liquor bottle inside of it?
Two, actually.
Nice.
Are you serious? That's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
He's a god.
I have one of those too.
Because it looks kind of weird shaped. It looks like it's partially open right now. Huh. Either that or you believe in the egg-shaped Earth model.
I think it might be the inflated baseball of my son's that's sitting underneath of it. Maybe that's what it is that's throwing it off.
Really? Does that look? That does not look spherical at all from this angle.
Spherical to me.
It does.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think maybe there's something just wrong with my camera. I don't.
I think it's the frame. I think it's the frame. I think it's the frame that's holding it all up, and that makes it look.
It's
there's a shadow under it, right?
This is crazy. It's made for holding booze. Leave it alone.
Confirmed. Dr. Josh is a flat earther.
I just wanted like, are you guys serious? Like looking at that globe, like that's sitting on the left side of the screen. Okay, it's not.
You're gonna make him get up and move it.
It's actually a transitional fossil between.
That is so weird. Oh, I guess it was blending into the wall or something like on my phone.
Yeah,
that's
what it was.
That's magic.
The rack that was holding it up and everything kind of made it look out of shape.
Oh, yeah, because I was looking at it, it's like that is a weird shaped globe, but it's okay. I guess it's just the resolution of my camera. Okay, so
I don't know from your new what the hell is the word I'm looking for? Your picture, Sokka. I can't think right now. I need to be drinking. But from your new picture, it could very well just be the meth you're smoking.
It's entirely
I was going to say, man, puff, give. Puff, give.
Yeah, it's like good Canadian weed, Sokka.
Oh, man. Oh,
Sokka.
man.
Sokka.
Yeah, sorry.
The bad guy from Highlander called. He wants a jacket back.
The first Highlander, the second Highlander, video game Highlander.
I can't remember.
I knew where you was going as soon as you said Highlander.
I can't remember who. Somebody made this this icon for me. Well, a lot of the sock puppet icons, like when you see me switching between them, they're things that people have submitted to me.
Is there you have lip rings too? Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
he's total punk rock.
This is his like rock punk sock puppet with like
Yeah.
Liberty spikes and tattoos.
Yeah.
Spiky leather jacket. I knew a guy who used to actually like legitimately look exactly like your avatar. The sock part and everything.
I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all have not seen the Great Sandwich Debate, you just got to skip through it until you see Sokka come on camera with the bread, and it's a magical moment. Like Sokka he will always be sandwich Sokka to me. I'm sorry.
That avatar also looks like the opening scene in the original Terminator movie. You know, one of the dudes that he comes across takes their clothes.
Oh, just because it's a leather jacket. That's not.
I just want to take a second to say hi to Dr. Bowen. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Pretty good. Looking forward to getting together and doing this animation stuff soon.
Dr. Josh, you're doing that too.
Chess is working on your sketches, and we've got your antithetical counterpart all designed as well.
I'm so excited.
They got their hands all
You've
up
got
in
your
it.
lines ready and everything.
Dude, that's cool, man. I'm really looking forward to y'all's show. It's gonna be sweet. I try to promote it.
You do.
Man,
I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I try.
Do we really have to wait till September though?
Well,
Maybe.
okay, so things are going really, really well. So our soft launch for the actual show, I think, is going to remain September. However, if my move goes well and things keep going as smoothly as they have been going, there's a decent chance we'll have some solid content coming out between about halfway through July into August.
Oh, cool.
But it
Yeah,
won't
like
be the
good
actual
promo
official
material
show.
and
Yeah, it'll all be like little bonus sketchy type stuff.
And I'm sure it's a lot goes into it. Like I sit here and wait on Dark Matter month after month after month, and they're like, I can't remember which one I'm waiting on now, but like he has so many series. Like, so you'll be waiting on one. You need that one episode for this one series, and that's like 4 months down the road now. Like I gotta wait 4 months. God, I hate it.
I have like 400 subscribers to my channel, and I finally uploaded a video for the first time the other day. Like I'm not sure where I got all the subscribers
Well, there
from,
you
but
go. You
that's
just
cool.
made all these people wait longer because now we're not going to release any content until we've at least got 400 subscribers.
Ah,
Yeah. Like that's I'm sure you guys will have 400 subscribers like the first week you guys go live. I'm surprised I got 400 subscribers with no content on my channel.
I'm still waiting.
And now that I have content, I've actually gained 5 subscribers. So I mean, like
I'm up to you. I haven't watched your video yet. I need to go watch it.
They're not good.
I mean, mine aren't good either. Mine is just happening real quick.
What do you mean the two that you put out about G-Man? Those were good.
Oh,
I thought they were good.
What I'm trying to do now is like I'm trying to take a little bit more like of the conversations that I'm involved in is to take those out and just upload them to my channel as well. And like the G-Man one was just kind of like a test, really, just to see, because it was a very short interaction that I had with him, but it was bloody hilarious.
Wait, you talked to G-Man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the hell was that?
Oh geez.
All the time. Marty, you need to get into Dragnot's Discord server.
Yeah, I'm in it, but I don't really get on it often because there's so much stuff going on my oceans and on Dragnauts, but I just don't. There's just.
Are you subbed to Dragnot? Are you subbed to Dragnot Silvis's channel?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because that's where a lot of the interactions with G-Man come up.
Yeah.
Drago does live streams like during the day, and they'll just be trashing G-Man. It's hilarious.
We're working on an animation of G-Man's cat.
That's what that's pretty much what the channel's about.
Yeah,
but I will say like Drake's Discord's great. Like there's a lot of really good conversations go on there. But 90% of the time it's just us hanging out making just lewd jokes to each other. So
Hey, who was that guy earlier today, Sokka? That's the first time I'd ever seen that guy, Floyd.
Floyd? Oh yeah. So oh man, like you know, you want to talk about like old school, like geez, like Floyd FP is a guy that's been around since geez, what was the platform before YouTube? Oh man, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right now. But
Was there
anyway,
one?
yeah, it was. It wasn't Pal Talk, but there was a few other ones like chat things. But he's been, you know, on the internet, kind of debating, you know, the whole great debate thing for like over a decade. And he's old friends with Ozymandias as well, because I'm sure most people who watch Non Sequitur Show have seen him come on there and talk with Steve and such before as well. But Floyd is a great guy. Dr. Josh would probably like him because a lot of the stuff that he does is a lot of textual criticism of the Bible as well. So I have a channel that I started up years ago with a friend of mine called Xbox Fiend. Back in the time when like these Google Hangouts like this, you know, there was they were a lot more open. People can jump into these rooms at any time. They'd run for like 8 hours straight, and you know, then anything that was contained within those hangouts would be lost because no one's going to watch an 8-hour hangout. You know, people might make post comments with timestamps. Interesting thing. I mean, that's where I met guys like Skylar Fiction is in those old hangouts there, so I started up this this channel with this guy Xbox called Deeper Than Dogma. And you can still find it, Deeper Than Dogma, out there. There's about 40 episodes, I think, around there of different hangouts that we've done where we've the way that we kind of structured it was instead of doing like the long 8-hour hangouts, it was, you know, let's just get a group of people that, you know, that are interested about like a certain topic and just talking it for 2 hours. That was a novel thing at the time, you know, a hangout with, you know, a limited time frame and one single topic that we tried to stay on was actually kind of a new concept that when we were doing it. And it was never about like, you know, how many subscribers we can get or anything. It was a type of conversations that I wanted to have, that we all wanted to have, and we went with that. But there's if you look up Deep in Dogma, there's a lot of stuff with Floyd there. He's done whole presentations on you know, the Genesis textual criticism of Genesis, of the nativity, presuppositionalism. Like there's a lot of stuff that Floyd's contributed to there in the form of literally like an hour-long presentation, which is a really good place to start with if anybody's interested in these topics. But on top of that, it was just other things too. We discussed animal rights. We discussed.
Can you still find all those old videos?
Oh yeah. Deeper in the Dogma is still up there. All those channels are still up there.
I'll have to check.
What is it? Deep in the Dogma? That's what it is?
Deeper. Yeah, Deeper Than Dogma. Yeah.
Deeper Than Dogma.
Yeah. For Skylar Fiction fans, there is an episode that we did on deism, back when Skylar Fiction was still a deist, and he was one of the guests on the panel as well. So it was interesting. It was a good show for at the time, and just in the sense that I really enjoyed what we did there.
You know, when I first came in there this afternoon and listened to him for the first few minutes, I was listening to you guys talking, or to him and Drag talking. At first, I thought it was Ozzy. You know, and then I listened closer to his voice, and I'm like, oh, no, that's not Ozzy. But it's as smart as Ozzy, that's for sure.
You know, I usually have Discord on, and I just never really click on it because I'm always doing other stuff. Like, I'm always doing other stuff.
I think you could also just look up Floyd FP as well. Most of the stuff that he did with us, I'm sure he's mirrored on his own channel as well.
Yeah, I have to check it out. Like I'll check out that channel, because especially on the precepts, the precept stuff, I seem to get a lot of precepts come at me, and I really need to learn how to deal with them better. For some reason, they really like me. I just don't. I think it's my pretty face. I really do. It's my pretty face. Real quick, I want to say thank you so much, NIFB Jesus. $20 super chat, RA, to help a bit with your daughter's meds. Bless you, my blasphemous son. Thank you so much. And for everybody that doesn't know, that would be Kent Hovind, CPA.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And I hope you're doing better, my friend, with them heart stents.
Wow, I just looked up Deeper Than Dogma, and I'm actually subbed already. Oh, that's but because Saka told me about it before. Hey, Nakasuchi, you were talking about like, man, I keep waiting for more Dark Matter 2525. You know, the other one I keep waiting for. About 4 months ago, Non-Stamp Collector threw a couple videos out and said he was going to be back and more content, and there hadn't been anything since.
See, I have no idea who that is. Like, I'm still just like learning. Like I said, like 4 months ago, I never even heard of Non Sequitur Show. Never heard of. I'd heard of Scholar Fiction once, just from dealing with Matt Powell, doing my Matt Powell videos. Everybody's like, I was getting comments like, "You need to go check out Scholar Fiction." I'm like, "I'm going to," and I never did because I was so just in my bubble. Like I did, I was just making the way I figured it. If there were atheists out there besides the atheists that I knew. I came up watching Amazing Atheists and Cult of Dusty. I was like, if there are other atheists out there besides that, they ain't gonna like me anyway.
Skylar Fiction was the first person to take a clip of me in a discussion with somebody and upload it on his channel. And it was with a guy named Beckel, who is around.
Oh, not him.
Oof.
And I think we're discussing. I think it was divine command theory, but it was an interesting discussion. But a lot of the older videos there, I'm not sure if I did it on Deeper Than Dogma or not. But I before, when I used to do this, I used to have one of those talking avatars. It was like this little raccoon character, and yeah, if you go to like a couple like the older channels there, like Scholar Fictions, you can still see like these videos of me, arguing with theists and with a talking raccoon avatar.
I gotta tell you, Saka, I love watching you argue with theists. I don't like arguing with you about politics. I don't at all.
My channel's coming out probably end of June.
Because he's really good at it.
It's gonna be about important stuff, not like religion or politics.
Hey, Doc. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say it's my channel's gonna be like important debates that like people, like really important questions like who's the better captain, Kirk or Picard, or stuff like Thor versus Alliance, or who would win, Batman versus Superman. Important debates. That's what I'm gonna have on my channel. And
the answer is Deadpool.
Huh?
The answer to the last one is Deadpool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about important stuff on mine.
I want to have a debate about who the best Marvel character is because I could hold my own in that shit.
I will have you on once I get some. As soon as
there's only one answer to that question.
As soon as I get artwork, my channel will go live. I have somebody working on Photoshop.
Clearly.
No,
the whole Marvel universe.
It's Wolverine.
I just got a text from Maynard. Saves that apparently he has found some way to grow Red Bull in his garden.
To grow Red Bull?
Yeah, he sent me a picture. It's a garden bed, and it's got like a can of Yellow Edition Red Bull, like sitting in the flower bed.
Oh yeah, Maynard, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be going to Detroit soon. I can't remember. I'll have to look at it, but I'm going to be doing something for Bernie's campaign up in Detroit, so we will have to hook up. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Topic for panel are old Earth creationist heretics, as Kant said. And Maynard always pronunciates it as cunt, according to the Bible. I think that's an easy question. No.
Wait, what is the question?
Well, it pretty much is anything that Kent Hovind says. I just say no, it's not right.
Right. Yes. That's absolutely whatever. Anything Ken Hovind says.
That's who Maynard's referring to.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
You know what, Raging? I'm just going to point out to you that whether you're right or I'm right on this Deadpool or Wolverine thing, either way, the answer is it's a Canadian.
The answer is my dog.
But I mean, well, technically Wolverine's Australian, but
no, he's born in Alberta, Canada. Come on.
Yeah, he's not. What do you mean technically?
Was he? Like I
remember talking about Hugh Jackman now.
Like I had the Wolverine, like the old Wolverine.
Yeah, he was born in Canada.
I thought it was Australia, and then like
no.
No, the Weapon X
actually
program
does.
also was a Canadian
Sabretooth killed
program.
his fiance, and he was like exiled from the tribe, so he went to Canada and lost his memory and grew up with the Wolverines.
So there is actually a separate continuity that basically Wolverine has flashbacks of being like a gladiator and shit, but none of that is actually properly fleshed out canon. As per the actual canon, he was born in Alberta, Canada, and became part of the Weapon X program because the Weapon X program was a Canadian program.
Is that for the movies or the?
That's for the entire canon.
Yeah.
If you want me to go grab my, hold on.
This is the kind of stuff, the important stuff we're going to talk
See,
about.
I stopped reading Marvel.
About something really that matters.
I was probably like 18, but it was always like X-Men with Wolverine and Wolverine comics. And I remember this. I mean, they had like a 4-part graphic novel series. It was like the whole history of Wolverine.
Hold on.
And maybe I'm just misremembering it. It wasn't that one though.
Holy shit.
But that's really fucking sweet. And I just like Cheshire even more now.
I know. I'm like, wow, how you doing?
Did you get that, Cheshire? Did you get that book out of the Ark of the Covenant or something? Like,
Maybe.
So Sabretooth was his dad though, right? Sabretooth was his dad.
Oh, hold on. I'll look up Sabretooth first.
See, man, I can't remember this graphic novel I read then. It was definitely Marvel.
Can I see that book?
Sabretooth. Look, there's a whole big spread for him.
Yeah, because he's like Wolverine's like the best.
Victor Creed. First appearance, Iron Fist, Volume 1, number 4.
I will say that Deadpool was my favorite Wolverine, like, kind of enemy. Like, sometimes they were all right.
Like I said, Deadpool kills the whole Marvel universe. So
Deadpool is probably my second favorite.
His first acquired alias Sabretooth was in the 1960s when he did work for the CIA.
Yep.
See, y'all got me on my favorite shit. Like, I taught myself how to draw Cheshire with Wolverine.
Wolverine's a good one.
Yeah, that's how I taught myself how to draw. Nowhere near as good as you. I could probably sit here and get close, but it would take me like 6 months.
Hey, just to tell you guys how stupid I am, I just got a follow-up text from Maynard, and the only reason that the Red Bull can was in the garden and down there in the dirt is he was using it for perspective because he found this big-ass morel mushroom that he harvested.
Yeah, that's a thing here in Michigan. I don't do it, but everybody goes looking for them fucking mushrooms, man. It's really crazy up here this time of year.
Dr. Josh, you had a visible reaction to my Kirk or Picard question. My channel's not up yet, but just for shits and giggles, who is the better captain in your opinion?
Between who?
Kirk and Picard.
I was gonna say, I'll bet.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? I'm going to choose somebody that's not even on the list. Benjamin Sisko. Okay.
All right. I like.
See,
So you're dodging the question.
I'm more of a Star Wars guy, but I mean,
all right, fine. I'll pick Picard.
Yeah,
Picard
I mean,
was the
Captain
better
Kirk was definitely a sexist.
Picard is definitely the way to go. He hit the class. I mean,
See,
So what do you say, Dr. Josh? Kirk
Kirk
or Picard?
Yeah, I mean,
Josh?
I want to stay married, so I'm going to say Picard.
What does that have to do? You can pick Kirk if you want to.
Yeah, I'll let you ask Megan about that.
The important questions that will be on my channel once I get my artwork back, hopefully in mid-June.
Now wait a
We
minute.
had talked about this before, having some weird little debate like this, didn't we, Marty?
Yeah, no, I said this was what my channel was going to be when I think I was telling you about this stuff I was going to have.
Like, we need to make it a real debate, like structured.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna have it's gonna be a structured debate. I'm gonna have one person for Kirk, one person for Picard. You get 5-minute opening, you get a 5-minute result.
I thought I knew Wolverine better than anybody, and now I'm learning I knew nothing. I'm like fucking Jon Snow here.
Don't get me started on Game of Thrones.
I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
That's gonna be another topic.
I thought the ending was okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was okay.
Hey, Dr. Josh.
Yes, sir.
Just what the little interaction a minute ago kind of put a question in my head. So when you, and I don't know whether you dressed up in the outfit or if it was like Photoshop or whatever, but there was a Skylar Fiction video where in the thumbnail you were dressed up as Picard with the bald head and everything. Now, you mentioned your wife. So was that Jean-Luc Picard costume? Was that like something like You know, between you and your wife, like is
You've
that
gone.
like
You've gone very deep here, John. No.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
is it-
between him and his wife, John. He's like, I know about it.
Well, I mean, clearly Captain Kirk was sexist. I mean, I can understand why a woman wouldn't like Captain Kirk.
The problem with Captain Kirk as a captain, like his sexist nature aside, he's reckless as fuck and does not give a shit about the people who work underneath him.
Yeah, Picard was not only like methodical, but like wasn't he also Professor X?
Well, yeah.
Well, duh.
He can also read minds.
You got
He's the head of the CIA.
argument.
So
He talked Riker out of becoming Q
Yeah.
in the first season when it wasn't even good.
I will admit, I am the Next Generation was. I was growing up. That was the Star Trek that was on, so I'm kind of biased.
John Delancey's also like his role as Q is fantastic. He gave a great speech at one of the atheist conventions a couple years ago.
The Q. I'm thinking Data. Who the hell is Q?
He's like
John Delancey.
The creature that bends reality.
All right, yeah, I think I remember. So I've always been more of a Star Wars guy.
Me too.
first episode, the guy in the big throne that comes out. You know, the
The guy who
God,
forces them to stand trial for humanity's crime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Q is basically the god of
God of Star
the
Trek.
Star
I think I
Trek
remember.
universe.
Yeah,
Also,
I remember it now. I remember. Now.
Well, what
Janeway's
does
baby
God need
daddy.
with a starship?
It's been so long. I don't even watch like
Oh.
none of the new ones, and they're supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I heard the new ones are pretty good.
There's a new Picard
There is a
show
new Picard
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, they teased him.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. There was a meme. Hang on a second. I'm going to find the meme.
There was already a trailer for that, really?
Yeah. Hang on, let me get it.
Yeah, they come out with the trailers like 2 years ahead of time now.
I hope it's actually good because Discovery has been garbage.
Well, they
Like the Orville is a much better Star Trek.
Patrick Stewart's the one who
big.
squeezed it too, so like he's 100% behind it. So I don't think he would be a part of it if it was garbage. I don't think he would go back to redo the character if he didn't think it wasn't going to be like.
Hang on. Okay, look at this. Hang on. Let me. This meme is like huge. You know the trailer for my new show just launched, and then Cisco was like, looks like a pharmaceutical ad.
I like
It's an ad for Earl Grey tea, is what it is.
I like
I haven't seen it.
A lot of people don't like it, but I did. I really like it.
You have a great night, Trainer Saves. Thanks so much. Another
was
super
funny.
chat. Thank you. I need to have more conversations like this. It's always so like anti-God and fuck God here. I need to stop doing it. And I was thinking about this earlier. Like I'm so like conscious of cursing around Dr. Josh for some reason. I don't know why. And every time I hear Dr. Josh curse, I'm like,
It's like,
Dr. Josh curses.
What the fuck, Dr.
I don't even know why. I think it's because he reminds me of my preacher from when I was in North Carolina.
Oh,
Dr. Josh knows like all of the words, so cursing in front of him shouldn't be inappropriate. He knows all of the
I know,
words.
like, well, when I sent him that video, Dr. Josh I sent him a video, and then like later, I'm like, oh crap, Dr. Josh, I'm so sorry. Like, there's so many fuck words in that video.
Hey, I believe it or not, maybe I'll share it with some of you people someday. I actually wrote this dumbass fan fiction thing about Star Trek: The Next Generation.
where is it? Post it. I need to read it.
John,
Well,
you're your chest right now.
It's not online. It's on
What?
paper right now.
Get it online. I don't see the problem here.
Is it pornographic, John? Is it?
It better be. If it's
Absolutely.
disappointed.
Absolutely not. My fantasies about Counselor Troy remain private.
Oh,
It got boring.
I didn't like her.
I think that says a lot about you, John.
What
Really?
did I go after? I go for Troy. instead
Yeah.
of-
Well,
Like,
I
she-
mean, Troy's great, but Tasha is best grill. We all know that.
Yeah, well, and like Troy, like she was the one that had like no emotions, right?
No. Troy
she's a
Troy
really
was
mind
an
reader.
empath. Troy was the one who could read other people's emotions.
Oh, all right, yeah, she was cute.
You're
was
mixing iterations of Star Trek there. I think you're thinking of 7 of 9 right now.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
totally not a Star Trek dude. I'm a Star Wars guy.
See, that's
Why?
another thing for my channel, which is the better universe.
Star
See,
Trek is obviously superior.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I like hero stories, so you can't really get that in a television series. I don't know. I don't see much of a hero story in Captain Kirk going around the universe and banging all these
I mean,
aliens.
no, well, okay, not maybe not him, but in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Cisco is literally a hero. Well,
What do
okay.
you mean? They were basically just loitering in space.
There's classic concepts to a hero story. So when I say hero story, Star Wars, you start with Luke. He's young, he's innocent. He's not the hero that he's going to become. So there's going to be a progression, and there's going to be lessons, and there's going to be
The
defeat.
hero's journey. He likes the hero's journey.
He'll never be the hero he was supposed to become.
You can make an argument that Cisco went through his own hero's journey.
Well, you could make the argument that everybody on the Enterprise went through a hero's journey. I think what Raging Atheist is talking about is the more direct focus on an individual or a couple of people, whereas Star Trek tends to be based on a handful of 7 or 8 people.
Yeah,
and
like
get overwhelming.
The books that I read are the books that I love are like Dune, Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, where you get those big hero journeys. Yeah, I was mispronouncing it, but it's a structured way to write. So, I really like those stories. That's why I prefer Star Wars.
I mean, yeah, it's like an archetypical structure.
There's also a big difference between like the structure of a TV show versus the structure of a movie.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm more of a movie guy than.
Wait, somebody send Raging Atheist to go watch Bleach.
Bleach? I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Yeah,
maybe I have.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I don't watch like anything, man. I'm always on YouTube. That's all I watch.
Bleach is an anime.
The hero archetype is as old as literature.
So people send me animes all the time, and I like them. I'm not into them enough to know like what they are. So like I'll watch it and I'm like, that's awesome, and then I'll forget it and like I don't know what that is. Like, so I might have actually watched Bleach and just don't remember watching Bleach.
Red-haired dude with a big sword. That's all you need to know.
I didn't like it.
It has problems.
It
doesn't have as many problems as Naruto did, but it's got problems.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood why that show got popular.
What, Naruto or
Yeah.
Bleach? Because of when it came out. It's
really.
because of when they came out. They came out
fair.
to fill the. They came out exactly when they needed to fill the space that Dragon Ball was leaving.
Yeah,
That's exactly why it did as well as it did, which is fine, and it shook a couple of things up, and Sasuke was less annoying back then because it wasn't so much of a trope, but then he just created the trope and became the trope and was the trope.
Yep.
I didn't like Dragon Ball Z. I like the original Dragon Ball.
I love Dragon Ball. Oh my god, Dragon Ball's fucking hilarious.
I like the original
Dragon
Ball Z. The original.
Never got into it. I'm an old school cartoon guy, so like
Dragon Ball Z Abridged is the superior Dragon Ball Z.
nothing will ever top
Dragon Ball Z
Thundercats.
Abridged,
I mean, Thundercats was like the shit.
Thunder, 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 thunder.
that was back in my day.
Like I'm so old. Back when I was a kid, when they did like all the
Silverhawks.
popular cartoons, they didn't even move. They were just
Afro
like
Samurai was
they were just like still shots, like a series of still shots.
Dude, I go back and I watch
Speed
old episodes
Racer.
of He-Man, and I'm like, how did I like this shit? Like,
Yeah, like Speed Racer. Yeah,
Oh, Speed Racer was great.
yeah.
You can find it on YouTube.
And then it was like Iron Man and Thor, and they were all just.
The Dungeons and Dragons cartoon is on YouTube. You can
Yeah,
watch
it is.
old. I fucking marathoned it in a day. And I
what's
watched
still on YouTube?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, the
Yeah,
old
original.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That made me feel old. I was so sad after.
Do I need to go get my books? They're right there. Let's
I
roll some
haven't
dice,
played.
guys.
All right. Let's go.
I haven't played, like, I think Cyrus invited me to play. I think Marty invited me to play. I don't have time. It's been so long since I played D&D. That's all we used to do. 18-hour sessions. It was great.
All right.
Yeah, I've been in those. That's time.
I loved it.
Oh, Marty's getting it out.
Yeah, Marty's the token D&D person here.
I have my Death by Unicorn set. All of like the D6 is
Oh, nice.
Unicorn, the 20.
I got all of my D6s separate in a look. So I got my big bag of dice, and then I have all my D6s separated into a smaller bag of dice.
Oh, great. Yeah, when we start playing, I'm a
That's
paladin.
fucking awesome. I like creative people. You have to be creative to play D&D.
We're gonna have to once I'm done my move and we've got the show launched. We're gonna have to set up a campaign.
I'm in one now, but I would love to get in another game.
Hell yeah!
You're staying in Canada though, right?
Yeah.
All right, because like I don't see how anybody comes to America anymore.
Well, that was one of the questions I wanted to ask the libertarian guy. I was like, how does this apply or affect other countries? Because there's international trade. So how are you going to have international trade with each individual state?
He was crazy.
Crazy about America is that they never named their country. Your country doesn't have a fucking name. You're the United States of America. Which America? North America or South America? You are the United States of Middle North America. You have no name. Name your country.
One of the things that I picked up on that he said was like he wanted to have 50 different sovereign states and then 300 and something different sovereign native whatever. I'm like, you're going to give us our land back? Good luck with that. Like, what the fuck is that going to happen, you know?
Well, even if you did do that, like let's follow this. Let's say that you divided the states up. There are how many states worth of land are you giving to the Native American peoples? 2, 3?
I mean, there's not very many of us left. It really wouldn't take
right.
much.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say the numbers exist and you can give them 3. Okay, which 3, and what do they do with it?
Yeah, like, well, and I had this really weird
Did they get New York?
Will Kincaid's channel was like, yeah, like, what if we gave him like really good territory, like up in New York somewhere, like the best land? And I'm like, dude, for one, you ain't getting the Sioux away from Black Mountain. Like they've been trying since they came here. You ain't getting the Sioux away from Black Mountain. So whatever you're talking about right now pretty much has to happen around Black Mountain. But he doesn't understand that shit.
What?
I mean,
no.
He didn't seem to understand many things.
He's an idiot, but I love him. He's different.
It just seems like
He's a
it's
troll.
not very well thought through. Like, okay.
I don't want to be president. I wouldn't accept it, but there's an election coming up, and I'm going to put my name forward.
Yeah, I didn't get that part either. Like, for one, there's no way he would become the libertarian nominee because libertarians would think he's crazy. Most libertarians would be like, no, he goes way too far with this shit.
Well, that's the thing. That's the only thing I did understand of what he was saying. Like, there's no way he's going to get elected, but because he has no fucking policies of what he wants to do. But I understand, like, what the point would be if he did get elected. Like, I don't think he understands enough about how government functions for him to become if he thinks he can become president and just get rid of half of the stuff, because that's just not how government currently functions. You can't just do that. There are processes that would have to take place for you to do that. But I understand the point. The point is to be able to get in there, shake things up, and quote unquote drain the swamp.
Well, and it's like that
Sounds
guy.
Familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The guy from 2016, I can't remember his name, but he was all over the Young Turks. Cenk really loved him, but his main thing was he was going to run for president, and then he was just going to get money out of politics and then resign. You know, like you're not going to win on that issue. You're just not. I would love it.
Andrew Yang.
There's too much.
So do I. So do I. I just don't think he's going to win. I
mean, he's actually, he's like for the point in the race, he's not far behind where Trump was at this point in the race for the last cycle. So,
I mean, I'm definitely not locked into Bernie right now. I'm working.
He enough notoriety.
I'm working for the campaign just because I worked with him in 2016, and right now he is my guy. I would go Yang if I think Yang could do it. If I can see him get momentum,
or maybe he can. That's the thing. Right?
I think he could. Like, if he plays it right, he can get a lot of us Bernie voters. I think because a lot of us Bernie voters. It's 4 years later. Sorry, go ahead.
Credit for.
Yeah.
So he's grown quite a bit more than people were expecting, right? Like a lot of people didn't think he'd ever break 1% polling. He's up around 4 now in some areas.
I didn't give him a chance, and now I would. If it was today and he had a bigger percentage, I would vote for him over Bernie because that's the one. It's 4 years later. Bernie's really old now. Like he's really old now. So I mean, I'm looking at Warren. Like Warren is slowly rising, and she is of the establishment candidates the most acceptable. So I would look at her as well. Her, Yang, and Bernie to me are the people that I'm
I don't know. The thing that I'm really curious to see is the fact that Yang is going to be in the debates, right? Because from what I understand, he was like the national winner and like the debate champion for his universe. Like he does debates and business and studied a bit of law, and he knows his fucking facts inside out. Like, and also sticks to issues and substance like Bernie does, and wants most of the same things plus other things that like I don't know what their defense against Yang is going to be. Like I don't see where they're going to smear. Or she seems to be just able to laugh things off.
Yeah, I think they'll try to make him look like a fringe candidate with really, really crazy ideas when it comes to like the universal income, which I completely support. I think it's a great idea.
The weird part about that is they're not. Like every time he goes on a program, people are like, actually, I agree with you. This makes sense. That's been on Fox Business.
When he breaks it down, you can't really deny with his logic.
Yeah, like he's got it down pat, and people just that you don't expect to be on his side.
If the media gives him a chance, he'll do very well, and he could damn well win if the media covers him enough.
Isn't that a sad commentary on the state of affairs that has to even be in consideration?
Not necessarily,
if the media gives him a fair chance, like they should.
I'm saying that like it's a matter of not necessarily fair. It's a matter of there needs to be enough coverage, even if it's not fair coverage. The problem is that it's there has to be enough people that know he exists and know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you don't see him.
People who know about him tend to like him. Yeah. It's just not enough people know about him yet, and that's.
I can't even picture him in my mind when you guys talk about him. Like I don't even think I've seen him.
Yeah.
He's the Asian guy who's running on universal basic income.
That's a perfect example.
CNN town hall, he goes, I figure Trump's going to give me a nickname, so I've just gone ahead. We had a vote in the office, and we've decided he's probably going to go with Comrade Yang. So,
Well, that's a perfect example, though, of how political buffs are different than just your normal layman voter. I get into it. I know who Yang is. I know who all of them are. But John here, who does care about politics, likes to talk about it. Never even heard of the guy.
Well, I mean, me and David are both in Canada.
Yeah. I didn't know David was in Canada. I knew you were, but
yeah.
I mean, I've heard the name. I've heard the name, but I can't picture him in my head, and I can't remember.
Well, you probably haven't heard any of the things he stands for either.
No, not really. Just what you guys have just said here tonight.
He's pretty much Bernie, but he goes a little farther than Bernie does. The one thing that would be
he has a little bit more of a structured plan to achieve the goals than Bernie. Like I support the goals Bernie presents, but Bernie hasn't ever really presented like, oh, here's the steps to get here, and here's like the long-term plan for like the effects of things in the future. Like all that's blank. It's more just like we need healthcare and we need to get rid of the big government. It's like that's a nice idea, Bernie, and I support you like care about that. But where's your plan? And Yang is kind of just showing up and being like, hey, I'm not running on promises. Here's my plan. I'm running on my plan.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like about it.
It would be interesting to see Yang get vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he would do well there as well.
Well, I think it would be a good choice for if Bernie were to get the nomination to choose somebody that would be much younger, but has the same ideology.
Younger, and don't necessarily just pick somebody who's going to toe party line. If he picks somebody the opposition actually really supports and actually likes, and who has action plans and who isn't unreasonable. So, like, I would argue that, like, I wouldn't tell him to pick Rick Santorum. Or I wouldn't tell him to pick like anybody like that because they're just going to be a detriment. They're going to be in the way. But if you pick somebody like Andrew Yang, who's kind of not really a Republican, but not really a Democrat, then you can kind of get both sides of the pie.
Yeah. And that's the other really weird thing about Yang is he's pulling a lot of Republicans on his side. He's going to rallies and Republicans are like, we like this guy too. And it's part of how he's talking, right?
Even with the universal what is it?
He's framed income? It incredibly smart. He's framed it incredibly intelligently. He said, well, in Alaska, if you look at them, they've had a UBI for 30 years now with the oil dividends that go to everybody. That's essentially the exact same thing, right? And that's a Republican plan that was supported by actually some of the original people who suggested UBI were Republicans back in the day. Right, so he's coming at from the idea that it's a bipartisan thing, and he's saying, look, the reason we need to do this is There's going to be problems with automation, and there's going to be massive profits to be had because of the result of the technology that's developed. But there's no way to pass it on to the people.
Well, hold on a sec.
Technology is the oil of the 21st century. We should do the same thing Alaska's done with oil money. Take some of that technology money through a VAT tax and redistribute it in the form of basic income and get rid of extra services that aren't necessary any longer.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Okay, so you say it was a Republican plan to begin with. It's working in Alaska. But the further we get into the election process, aren't Yang's plans going to be vilified by the other side? Because just like Obamacare was originally an idea, the idea of that type of healthcare was Mitt Romney's idea originally when he was governor of Massachusetts. But by the time it was, Obama that adopted the idea, well, then it was all garbage and everything according to Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so. You would think so. And that's what I expected to see early on when I seen him announce and what his platform was. But seeing him interact with some of the different pundits and some of the different people out there that he's done interviews with, so he's been on with the Young Turks. They loved him. He's been on with Joe Rogan. Joe loves him. He's been on with Ben Shapiro. They even agreed in the long run. They had a few minor disagreements. He's been on
the language.
Yeah, he's quite good at articulating his position, and not just as a political stance, but why it's necessary because of the way circumstances are moving. And that's the thing that people are being like, actually, yeah, right? Because he's focused on the future. His campaign thing is not left, not right, forward. He's very smartly positioning everything. So, I mean, if he gets more coverage, if he gets more eyes on him, I think he could do particularly well. But it's really a matter of
I haven't really seen too much with him, man. But I know one of his major stances is getting money out of politics, which is my main stance. It's why I became a Bernie guy 4 years. Well, I've actually been a Bernie guy for quite a while, but I joined the campaign 4 years ago, and was a huge supporter, and it's why I just jumped right back into it this year, because I just really, here in Michigan, we just don't see too much about Yang. Right now, the fight is with the moderates here. It's Biden and Bernie, and it's a hell of a argument trying to just talk some kind of sense into these people about who Joe Biden is. Anybody else besides Biden is okay with me.
Biden seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll vote for him if he gets the nomination, because it's Trump's got to go down. But
yeah, I mean, that's the sad part right now. Is that people are kind of in a bind when Trump is the other option. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, when he gets into the debates, the fact that he's doing so well with such a wide demographic, if he pulls a decent amount of Republican support away from the Republican side, because he's had people quit the Republican Party to campaign for him, and quite a large amount of them. Mm-hmm. But he also still has, like you said, he wants to get money out of politics. He's for ranked choice voting. He's for time banking.
A lot of it, I think, is going to depend
in an intelligent way, simplifying the tax system. He wants to get rid of GDP as a metric for what the country is running. Even the guy who created GDP said this is not a metric for how well the country is doing, right? So he wants to have individual metrics. It's he got up and said in one of his things, he said, "I will be the first president that when I give my State of the Union, it will include a PowerPoint of how we're doing."
That's a good idea. It's actually a really good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of this, if he does it right, and if he can get a hold of the religious vote, he will do very well. He will do very well if he can get that voting block. But not sure how he would go about doing that.
Well, I mean, he does at least say he's Christian.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to get the Christians on your side, right?
Yeah,
so, Trump says he's Christian.
Yeah, pretty much right now, at least the evangelical Christians in this country pretty much think that God put Trump there, so they're not coming anywhere away from Trump. At least in most of them that I know in North Carolina, it's
more proof.
No talking to
more proof of what a douche God is.
Yeah, well, fuck, this whole martial law thing. I'm is God really trying to to like instill secular law or Christian law here, and like, are we gonna have public hangings again?
And listen. If we're gonna have public executions, at least have some decency and use a guillotine. If we're gonna be killing people via the law, at least have the decency to use a guillotine. It's not expensive. It's nice, clean cut. It doesn't even matter if it's sharp. It's sanitary. Use the guillotine. It's entertaining to watch. You can put like a pachinko machine and see where the head goes. Like there's things you can do.
Come on. A true capitalist would just bring back gladiatorial combat, be done with it, and put the UFC in.
Oh yeah, no, that should be an option. That should absolutely be an option.
What's that? What's that
I'd be
game?
down for that.
What's that game where you throw like the little sacks at a target and then, like you like stand like it's like
you're talking yuppie now, right?
Beanbag toss?
Like where you throw the beanbag and it hits the target, or you could like have like the target underneath the guillotine.
You're talking like one of those games that I don't play because it tells me how old I'm getting.
Yeah, and then you can bet on where the head lands and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
Oh yeah, all kinds of good stuff. But
John, you're giving away your age.
But like you can't be blaming God for like what his followers say. Like that's not fair. You don't blame the YouTuber for the comment section. Only a little bit.
True. You don't want to look at my comment section sometimes.
Yes, but YouTubers actually exist, so
yeah.
True that. We can get into that debate.
The other thing is though,
the channel only has one piece of content.
The other thing though about the guillotine though is that after you sever the head, they can look back at their severed body because their brain still remains functional for like a minute afterwards. You can still see.
So how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, the thing with the guillotine though is it is very entertaining. Like it could be a spectacle. You don't have to smell the flesh burning.
And it's like the least painful. It's like the most humane way you can kill somebody.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take me out for the shit I say,
guillotine, baby.
Yeah. Why do we have to go backwards though?
I really hope we don't.
Just bear with me. We're moving forwards. We're going into the future. Why can't we like drop people out of planes or do like a beheading robot? Right?
It can totally be a robot guillotine. I'm fine with that. You can have an executioner that's like a fully automated robot that just beep boops its way up and just.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of throwing people out of planes. That would be a fun way to die. I think
we could make it like Jeopardy, and if they buzz and get the answer wrong, they get their head lopped off.
It's sad that we're joking about this, but in 10 years in 2 years, this could be our reality because like they're trying to go for martial law.
No way, baby. We live in Canada.
So are you saying y'all are safe? Are you saying just throw them out of a plane, like just toss them out and let them splat on the ground? Is that what you mean? Like,
well, it's
be entertaining.
I mean, it's we joke about it, but it's really a scary thing. Like I've been thinking about this shit. Like it really seems like a certain demographic of this country wants us to go backwards, and it's scary. Like we could be on the verge of mass hysteria and fucking. Them liberals, and before you know it, people are fucking burning in town square again. Like it's foreseeable now. It's scary.
They're trying to prosecute women for having a miscarriage, as if they have any control over that shit. Burn the witch.
Your cousin fucked you and gave you a baby, but carry it, have it.
And if you miscarry, we're gonna tell you murdered that.
God.
Chet, quick meeting, Canada meeting. I think that what we need to do is build a wall to keep the Americans out and get them to pay for it. We can tell them that we're all just really cold Mexicans.
Yeah,
there we go.
Dude, just not until I get up there. Like I need to move to Canada. I gotta get the hell out of here.
Planting the shrubbery.
And I know it's not all like peaches and cream up there. Like y'all got your crazies too.
You can sneak across the border, Nakachu, so you're close.
I'm really close.
Just walk. That's what the libertarian said you could do. Just walk.
Yeah, just walk.
Yeah. Does anybody?
You have the facility to be able to
I really like your question about
walk out of here.
What do you want to do? What do you do if you want to move to states? And he's just like, just go, just go. And I'm like, Well, yeah.
Just
I
walk
mean,
in,
you
man,
reiterated, like, well, what if
fine.
the rules say you just can't go?
Yeah, just
Well, you
Hey,
walk
don't
any
have
of
the
you-
resources to do that.
Have
We're
any of
very
you guys
welcoming.
ever?
We'll set you up with a nice room with some really functional bars and all that kind of stuff. It'll be
It's crazy.
beautiful.
Hey, have any of you guys ever skydived?
Nah.
No.
No, I would though.
Because I still can't
want
get
to.
past what you said about throwing. I'm just picturing in my head like you get thrown out of the plane, you get to fall for several minutes, knowing the whole time that you're just going to hit the ground and like turn into a stain.
I think
Right.
that if you're gonna have like martial law that people are going to die, or that you're gonna have people imprisoned for their entire lives, those people should be allowed to donate their bodies to science while they're still living.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that like you should just be able to choose how you go out. Anyway.
Oh, you wouldn't get to choose on that case. What you would get to do is you would get to honestly know what you're signing up for. Like, actually know. They're not going to lie to you. They say, okay, we're going to be doing these really intensive psychological testing with these kind of drugs. You can choose to take this if you want, and if you survive and or are able to go through this therapy, you will be able to get out of jail.
Yep. And if you don't, then you were gonna be killed anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to be in there your whole life. You may as well be useful.
That's at least marginally better than the death. I mean, I'm against the death penalty generally, speaking, but I mean, if you're going to have one, at least be useful.
Well, even if you're not going to have the death penalty, if you're going to have a life sentence, you're going to be in jail forever.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah, and I ask myself, like, because I've always, like, I stand on my principles and I believe what I believe, and I have these principles. But if they did, like, if they really started doing this crazy shit and say the Trump turns the military into police and they're coming around and they're locking up left-wing people, would I just not start saying, like, would I go grab a rebel flag and put it up on my wall? I would like to think I wouldn't, but I don't know, man. That's really scary. It's really scary that we're actually getting to this point that this is a fucking possibility now here in this country.
Well, this goes to the argument of if you lived in Nazi times, if you lived in Germany, would you speak out against Nazis?
Yeah. And I think I would, but how many people wouldn't? How many people would just? You already see it. Like more and more people. Trump he's getting more popular, not less. It's really weird.
I don't know if that's the case. I mean, it seems like his polls are actually just going down. He's a pretty low polling president, really.
Oh, he always has been, but the last one I seen, he was up like 2 or 3%. And it's like, why is he up? Why isn't he just
up 2 or 3% from what? He had like one of the all-time low ratings, right?
I don't think he's ever been like above 50%.
Well, let me ask you this: if Trump wins the next election, where does America go from there?
I'm going to Canada. I've got plans.
To Canada.
It just becomes Russia at that point.
Yeah. Well, and it's scary, man. Like, Russia's a lot scarier than I've been looking at Russia, and they're scary as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
It's what they're doing. What's going on with women. People aren't talking about what's going on with women in Russia. And I saw a Kraut video, and I don't really trust Kraut. So I started researching it, and holy fuck, what's going on with women is insane. Like, you hear about what's going on with the gay people, but you don't hear about what's going on with women, and it is insane. They legalized domestic violence. Fucking legalized it. Insane. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, Russia's the you can't be raped in a marriage kind of.
Oh yeah, this one dude, he was like a radio personality. Killed his wife, and this took her outside, laid her body out on his front step, and I'm like, Kraut, no, like, I don't like Kraut. He used to be alt-right motherfucker, anti-SJW. Seems like he's changed, gotten some doxing trouble. Like, I just don't trust anything he says. I wouldn't research this shit. Nah, everything he said is fucking true. Like, why don't you hear about that? You have this whole right wing here in America basically embracing Russia. You don't hear about all this awful, awful stuff that Russia does.
I'm just glad that you're still worried about all the Russian propaganda and you still don't suspect the Canadian propaganda.
I would embrace the Canadian propaganda at this point. I know. I mean, Trudeau is he still your prime minister? I know he was having.
There's a little bit of scandal going on with him, but there isn't anything like definitive that's out yet. So
I mean, he can just run for president here. I mean, I'll take him. You know,
You guys
shit.
should
No,
just
we don't,
Arnold
we don't give you
Schwarzenegger.
those sorts of politicians. We send in Ted Cruz missiles.
God, somebody needs fucking Ted Cruz.
Here, have Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I've had people telling me I need to do Justin Bieber's Christian videos, and I'm like,
You know what people need to back off on?
What's
Picking
that?
on fucking prepubescent girls. Holy shit! Everybody hates them for no reason. They haven't done anything to you. Calm down.
Like
Hates
who?
them. It's the worst.
Who's picking on prepubescent girls?
Literally everyone.
Like who? Who am I not picking on?
No, I'm saying everybody picks on 12-year-old girls, like around that age. Everybody hates them all of the time. They're always the worst. Everybody hates their taste. Everybody is like, fuck you to that. And it's like, Jesus, like they don't have it hard enough. Like, no, also all adults hate you.
Oh, you're just talking in general. You're not saying like some
Yeah,
YouTuber
no, I'm
is doing.
in general.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
that
like
scares
picture.
me, man. My daughter's like about to be 10.
Oh, get ready.
Yeah, because I was picturing like some YouTuber doing like takedown videos like Nakasuchi, but doing them about 12-year-old girls.
That'd be really. I mean,
I'm very like when somebody told me that the girls of Coffee and Bible Time were like still in high school, I was like, I stopped doing Coffee and Bible Time because I like that's too young. I don't want to fuck with their mentality. But then I found out no, she's in college. Oh, she lives in Chicago. No, I can talk shit. You know, but like I'm really conscious of that. Like I young minds are very impressionable. Like
yeah, I'm more referring to like the media and like the general attitude towards young girls.
Yeah.
They just shit on them constantly.
Well, yeah, it does seem like that. You know, like my daughter, all she does is I always consider like I don't like playing video games to be like boyish. I know I'm old school, so it's not like that anymore. But that's all she fucking does. It's like, don't you want to play with all the dolls I bought you?
Well, I mean, if you go the other route, is that video games used to be marketed to both.
Oh yeah, well, and I know that it's girls are like actually better game. Like all the girls I played WoW with kicked my ass, so I shouldn't even talk shit. So.
My favorite is the gaming community when they talk about how girls will never just be better at will never be good at video games because men just have faster reaction times by 0.00003, and it's like, but you guys are rage monkeys.
Maybe I just was. I was pretty good at WoW, but I've never been good at shooters, and I get my ass kicked by everybody, girls and boys. So, you know, I don't even like playing them. I suck so bad at
You know, it's funny you talk about the younger girls, but even just young kids in general. Now, the other day, and you talk about video games and all that. The other day, there's a beautiful park just a block from my house. It's got a double-sided basketball court. There's what is there? 6? There's 12 hoops down there. You know, there's a little park with benches and everything. It was a beautiful day, so I grabbed the basketball. I went down there and was shooting some baskets. And for like the first 15 minutes, I was the only one there. And then finally, this 20-year-old guy showed up and was at another hoop. And I'm just looking around and I'm thinking, here it is. It's a beautiful day, and it was a last weekend, and there was nobody there. Like, where are they? Like, nobody.
You're right, John. They should take their Nintendo Switch so they can play the video games in the park.
I hate to inform you, but
stick down a dirt road.
I don't know if you're familiar, but video games are more fun than continuously throwing a basketball at a hoop by yourself or with.
I'm not even just talking about just basketball, but like get outside, man.
Well, no,
yeah, but it's not fun.
Yeah, I
yes,
get
it is.
Not comparatively, it's not.
I play video games too
outside, man. But like, no, my daughter has her best friend over tonight. Guess what they did all night long?
Like Smash Brothers.
They were on their fucking phones. like y'all could be like, you don't have to spend the night to do this.
Well, yeah, but that's the activity, right? So okay, so like, what would you rather have them play with, like a Ouija board, and how is that any better?
Hell yeah. That's teaching them life.
And how is being connected to
anything,
the entirety of human knowledge on their phone not teaching them about life?
Well, no, yeah, no, I get it, and
that's what they're doing on their phone is looking up the entirety of human knowledge. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, no, my daughter does a lot.
Like, useful about a fucking Ouija board.
my daughter actually does a lot. She's always looking up stuff because I got her into doing that. So no, I totally get what you're saying, and I appreciate technology to an extent, but it does seem like we're losing that connection with the earth. We're not getting out there with the earth no more. We're not really experiencing it. Like the other day, it was finally sunny here because in Michigan it's been literally raining for like a month and a half. I'm like, let's go to the park, and no, I don't want to go to the park. I'm like, I at least need to take pictures so I can fake that we go to the park.
I mean, do you have any idea
I
how
need the
long?
online world to think I go outside.
Do you have any idea like what cusp of technology we're at though? I mean, like it's honestly not going to be that long before we have the ability to directly record human experiences and play them back to somebody else's brain. So you have the actual experience of doing whatever it is. That technology is like semi-functional in certain ways with the research that's being done. They figure it'll be 5 to 10 years. So like shit's gonna change dramatically. Like people are not fucking ready. Really.
Yeah, I literally saw something, and I think this doctor is considered a kook in most circles, but is considered legitimate. I can't remember his name. I think John, you might have talked about him, maybe. But this doctor is pretty much saying that he's figured out how to make us live for as long as we want to live. You know, like there's a human being alive right now that's going to live for 1,000 years. I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember seeing that, and I'm like, it's just. I don't think that's gonna.
I think a lot of that.
Even think about it, like to even think
a lot of that's hyperbole to a lot of these groups, but there is like some pretty interesting research. There's stuff out of like BioVivo, which is like an independent genetics research place that does research on telomere extension therapy that they've had success with. So they've successfully extended that, which is one of the primary indicators that leads to aging by some circles of thoughts in genetics. There's other advancements in a few other areas. There's advancements with stem cells, with CRISPR. Like there's definitely going to be major changes to the way things go, and it's not a matter of if or like whether there's a moral argument. Everybody will go because somebody will go first, and whichever country does is going to have a very distinct advantage over everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I just came in to say that the guy's name is Aubrey de Grey.
Yeah, it was you, Athena, that I was talking about it with.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got like a beard, like he's got like a big beard, like Richard Madsen. Is that the guy?
What is his claim though? He claims that this is solved. Like, what is his?
Well, no. Well, here's where he's at in a whatever I'm trying to say, not a thumb shell, whatever the hell thumb shell is, whatever a nutshell. Yeah. His contention is right now that with how rapidly technology is advancing, that it's not a matter of we're at the place where people can live 1,000 years. Where we're at now is that if you can just make it the next 10 years, there will be a discovery, and then 10 years down the line, there will be another discovery that will extend life.
Yeah, the people who are alive now will be able to live. The people who are under 50 right now will be able to live until they're 200 years old. And by the time those people reach 200 years old, they'll be able to live another 500 years.
Well, and then you add to that possibility, to me, is just phenomenal. That's just like how far we've come in 30, 40 years. I mean, that's
going to lead to a lot of other conversations, like how do you regulate birth then, right? You can't have infinite people living for infinite time. Like, so it's like at some point, then people are going to have to get into that exact thing.
Hold on.
Like sterilization and shit.
Hold on.
Well, that was God's original design. We were going to.
Yeah, well, if you watch Dark Matter's video, that was the funny one. But what are you doing, John?
What?
There was a noise or something, like
rocking chair or something.
Yeah.
Just the antique wooden TV tray that my laptop's on.
I'm just.
It's not as Zippo.
Assume that you're sitting on your deck on the bayou somewhere in a rocking chair with corncob pipe.
Corncob pipe.
Yeah.
And my pet alligator sitting next to me.
Yeah, just swaying back and forth, watching the
the other thing about that, Aubrey de Grey, is that his name? Aubrey de Grey. He's more on like the biological advancements, but then you add into the conversation transhumanism and incorporating the human body with technology and machinery.
Or just downloading the brain.
Christians, are waiting for the afterlife. I'm waiting for the robot bodies. That's
Well, I mean, I think I've said this before to other people, like in a philosophical way. If you look at like all the things that humanity has obsessed over in the course of history that weren't real, how many of those things have we made? Like, I mean, there was cave paintings of people flying and shit, right? Eventually, we figured out how to fly through technology. Like any of these things that have ever been, mythical or whatever, and then they end up moving from fiction into reality. It's through technology. Like
whatever appears magical, well, it's just science. We don't understand yet, or how the core
so,
goes.
like in my opinion, it's just like all of the argument over the afterlife and what it should be and how it works between all these people is just a giant. It's a collective creation of that thing. I think eventually we'll just create our own afterlife. We'll create a way to extend life beyond where it
forward to when school when we're able to just download information into the brain, so that way school changes from here's learning to do a thing because we could just do that. Here's learning how to process and recall the information you need.
Yeah.
I mean, they sort of have something like that where what was it? I remember seeing that they could map out a, what was it? Hold on. Like they can do that. They are looking into it right now. Hang on. But don't wait for me. Talk into it right now.
So what is it you think? What do you think Athena's looking up right now, and do you think they'll find it?
Pornhub.
Yes, raging atheist. I'm going to.
So essentially, one person could have an experience of fucking Angelina Jolie, and they could share that experience with everybody.
Oh, you're teasing me now. That's like since I was dream since I was like 12.
That is sort of like that's sort of literally the direction that we're going. The first thing is because
always follow the porn.
Yeah,
technology will always follow the porn.
So I mean, one of the things there's an article about it. There's these two conjoined twins from Canada, and they're like joined at the top of the head, but they have completely separate bodies, completely separate brains. They're functionally separate people, except for one thing. They have this tiny little bundle of neurons that connects the thalamus from each brain. Right, just this little thread. Now, what's really interesting about these two is, and the DARPA is researching them and shit now. Like they're doing studies and brain scans because they can track the data between the two brains, and these twins can hear each other's thoughts. They can communicate essentially telepathically through this little bundle of neurons. They can recall each other's memories. If one has their eyes closed, they can tell what the other one is seeing. So there's a complete transfer of all the major senses: taste, smell.
I have to look at it later.
And what that's allowing them to do is to measure the patterns that are traveling between the two brains and try to decode that. So it's essentially a natural, evolved blueprint for a direct brain interface. If they can get to the point where they can decode that, store it, and funnel that back in through like an electrical response, then you essentially get the ability to create telepathic connection. Then it's just a matter of being able to record it, replay it, and then eventually modify and create unique experiences.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and this, because of this specific discovery, which is pretty recent, it's in the last year or two. They're basically saying it's set the research on this technology ahead 100 years, right? Like they're saying that they'll have a functional working prototype of a direct brain-to-brain connection where you could be essentially telepathically connected to somebody within 5 to 10 years.
How far away are we, guys, from the singularity?
That's dependent. It depends on
that's a different question.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing, it's a different question. But if the people that are alive now, if that's when the singularity happens, it's going to propel all technology forward like at light speed. I mean, all these things we're talking about.
The thing with technology is that it's exponential. right?
Yeah.
So its growth will double every
It's
single
already exponential. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is exponential. Once you've developed the wheel, you then use the wheel to develop the next thing, and you use that thing to develop the next thing, you use that thing to develop the next thing. So it doubles every single time. So if you're talking about a singularity as in when you mesh humans with technology to the point that we're indistinguishable from each other, or if you're talking about the singularity as in like what we would consider a sentient AI at a human level. Now, if you're talking about that, it kind of depends on what we decide to do. We might never actually bother to finish developing it if we live forever, because now we are the singularity.
The thing is when you talk about the singularity.
Yeah.
Well, when you talk about singularity, though, you can't really put your finger on it, what exactly it's going to be until it happens.
Well,
it's a hard thing to predict because if you're talking about an artificial intelligence at human level, it's by default at human level, but it's going to be at a higher clock speed. So it essentially and if it's replicable, then you can essentially devote all the thinking power towards tasks at really fast speeds where there's hundreds of years of progress in research and shit in a matter of minutes, right? So that it's just a matter of brute forcing figuring things out, and that's a much higher and if it's self-improving, then it's going to continue to get better at doing that. So
you also run into the problem of, if it's sentient, what does that then mean? Because if it's sentient, it might not want to do the remedial tasks that we're going to ask it to do. So at what point does something become sentient then? So because we could program something that's at our level of intelligence, has our level of intellect, but doesn't have that ability to choose that we consider, that we hold so dear.
And then it just brings into the question, is there a difference between sentience and intelligence?
Yes, exactly.
It's
a complicated question, and because it's such a complicated question, you can't really put a time frame on it, because it ultimately depends on what your definitions are.
All right, the technology gets developed tomorrow, and then you can choose now. You either die, or your consciousness can get downloaded into a computer framework where you can live out your days in a artificial environment. Do you die, or do you let yourself be downloaded?
Well, you're dying either way. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't
I would download me.
Both.
Yeah, at least there's a backup, even if it's just for historical reasons of who I was.
The answer is both. If you're getting downloaded, that you've now created two separate versions of yourself.
Well, right, and then the person or the download goes on to be whatever the download goes on to be. It's not necessarily going to be the you would have been had you lived.
Hey, John, out of curiosity, have you played a game or heard of a game called Soma?
Soma.
Yes. Soma.
No, but I've taken Somas before.
I recommend you play it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
Definitely give you some really interesting, with the questions you're asking. Play the game; it will give you something to think about.
The other interesting thing that's been proposed about sort of the copy problem is, if we do develop a technology where you have sort of like this direct brain interface, right? So you could connect somebody else's thoughts, or you could connect to a virtual world, but you come back to your own body, and there's a continuity of you being in both spaces. If you have a way to move the consciousness so that to whatever your perception is, you just shifted into this other plane or some virtual space, and your body were to be cut off, as long as there's a persistence of perception, it wouldn't be a copy. It would essentially be the continuation of what you were doing.
Save states. The answer would be save states. So what you would do is that it wouldn't be a choose this or die. It would be choose this, and when you die, you restart at the last save point.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that movie with Schwarzenegger that they did that? They had backup copies of everybody. 6 days or something like that, or the 6th day, or
something like that.
No, well, there was also another one that was the one where he blows his head up on Mars.
Oh,
yeah, that was
Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want people to know how I think sometimes.
I mean, it solves a lot of problems.
Imagine imagine the things though, as far as the types of things people would be able to learn about being human from those experiences. I mean, there's certain things where we have sympathy, or we have sort of like this superficial empathy for situations where we try to imagine somebody else's experiences and what their feelings are. But if we have the ability to directly connect to somebody's mind and experience those things,
Yeah,
right,
well,
experience things that are literally impossible for you.
Well, it'll. Sorry.
I think that's going to create. I think that will diffuse a lot of racism things.
Yeah,
as
it'll
well.
solve one major problem. And that one major problem being that if we're not dying and then the people who are bigoted assholes who refuse to learn anything will remain bigoted assholes forever, and shit won't ever get any better. However, with this technology, they can experience what it's like growing up as a black kid on the street where they're just in fear of their life from the police. And it's a lot harder to be bigoted against those people when you now have had the experience.
And it carries, from what I understand from at least the studies and things I read about these twins, is it carries the emotional response too. So you'd be having like a direct experience from their exact, not like from a third person, not watching it, but you are there from that experience.
Imagine Trump having to experience being sexually assaulted.
Imagine what that does to teaching people how shitty wars are and deterring them from being in one.
Exactly. You let somebody experience that event that caused that PTSD. Or
wasn't there a Black Mirror? There was a Black Mirror episode, I think, where a person's punishment after they like harmed somebody or killed somebody was that they downloaded the experience. They had downloaded the experience into their brain, and they had to live it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely do some pretty horrifying things.
That's another thing too, is how does that affect the legal system when we have the ability to know someone's motivations and intentions, where maybe somebody's committed a crime, but anybody who would be in their shoes would be like, they were justified in this situation. Right? Because there's empathy, right? I think that our idea of what crime is changes. I think the types of crimes that would be common would change.
I think the way we treat jail would be different. Jail is currently a punishment, and I think we would have to change that.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about this telepathy stuff, though, are you talking about like, okay, say they developed that ability? Would I just be able to, without your permission, look inside your mind, or do you have to be open to me being able to read your thoughts?
No one knows that, I suppose. I mean, like from earlier technology, you'd have to be directly plugged into something. I'm assuming if there was, like you're not going to be. The very first iteration will probably be to connect two people together, at least in like a lab setting.
I mean, it would be cool to be able to like
VR or whatever. But yeah, it's hard to say how that works, and it's hard to say how we feel about that working, because who knows? Maybe it turns out that for humans, the experience of direct empathy is like super impactful, and it just fundamentally reshapes how people think about things. I mean, that kind of disruption can happen with sufficient technology being introduced into a population.
It also gives people who can't communicate physically a way to function. And be able to communicate.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like crazy scenarios where things could be pretty apocalyptic in nature too. But
could go real fast.
Yeah, but I mean, the potential for there to be a lot of good to offset that is there, depending on which technologies come first. Like, I think the order that this stuff gets developed is going to really matter as to like how it's used,
and especially if the law can get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, but it'd be nice.
Law can get ahead of anything.
Yep.
It would be cool to be able to like plug into somebody somewhere around the world that you always wanted to go, and to actually be able to experience that place as that person and not feel out of place or you're the American in that situation. That would be an experience, I think,
Ultimate VR.
Yeah. Well, the thing is what it would be is it would be augmented reality.
Probably.
And that's the way we're going to end up going. We're not going to get the Matrix, but we'll get some kind of in between, because it will be an augmented. So it'd be like playing World of Warcraft. It'd be like LARPing, but shit's actually there.
Maybe.
Right. I mean, it's like the way
brain could be playback. That could be.
But the way I'm envisioning what Nakatsuchi said though is it would all be in real time. Like you would just plug into somebody halfway around the world and see through their eyes as they experience their day or went to
be a lag.
Well, yeah.
Always going to be a lag. Oh, we might be at a 30K or 30G by then.
Won't matter. Speed of light.
The problem is going to come is transferring, if there's enough space to transfer that data on.
Well, and that's what's interesting about these twins having them the ability to see the actual required data that is being optimized by however their brain grew to transfer all that data to just like very tiny.
Oh my god! Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what I've solved the problem. I've instantly solved the problem. Okay, everything we're gonna have to wire everything. We're gonna wire it across, but instead of using like the current wiring we're using, we are going to grow brain matter, and we're gonna use that.
Yep. We'll have
strings of brain matter all over the globe.
Wiring. You know those hydropoles? They're brain now.
Yep. There you go. Problem solved. Thank you, Canada.
I don't want to trigger Dave, but what if we just created a mycelium network to?
God, you're so.
I don't know why that would trigger me.
Oh, I thought you were saying you hated Discovery.
Oh, I thought you just meant mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. No.
We would just make a giant.
I've never watched Discovery beyond the first couple of episodes of garbage.
Networks. And it would just be the elder brain, and people's jobs would be to massage the elder brain.
We're not about to massage the elder brain.
Why have you not watched Discovery?
Because it's garbage.
No, it's not.
I don't watch Discovery.
No, it's not.
It's
just different. And I'm a lifelong look. I was alive when the original series came out. I watched it. You know, I've been a lifelong Star Trek fan, and I watched Discovery. And yes, it's not canon, but it's in and of itself.
I thought you
entertaining.
Talking about Discovery Channel.
Orville is more Star Trek.
Oh yes, Orville is better. You were right, and I love the Orville. I hope the Orville goes on and on.
So when there are two options on TV, and one is supposed to be Star Trek, and the other is supposed to be a comedy spinoff made by Seth MacFarlane, and it's the better Star Trek, that makes Discovery.
Okay, but wait a minute. The only thing wrong with your argument, Dave, is in today's world, you don't have to choose between. It's not 30 years ago where one show's on one channel and the other show's on the other channel at the same time, and you can't watch both of them.
No, you don't have to allot your time to the garbage ones.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have no time to watch anything.
Yo,
I make time for Survivor. That's it.
You watch Survivor? Wow.
Yeah, and Big Brother. I'm a junkie.
Oh wow.
I'm a people junkie. I like seeing people in their worst elements.
I'm too busy making shows to watch shows.
Oh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have to allot my time to be able to watch an hour a week of TV.
Yeah.
I don't even watch football anymore, and I'm from the South. That's what we do.
I
but
was
now
scared.
you'll be able to plug in and play football as your favorite football player.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, that would be great. I've still got like mental issues from when I hurt my ankle, and my career was taken away from me. I was probably good enough to at least be on the bench for an NBA team. Maybe a starter, but at least I was going to get that bench money. And that was taken away. So I still got some shit.
Bench money.
That bench money, lowest paid player in the NBA is like $300,000 a year.
Yeah, that's still good money.
That's like practice squad.
Nothing to sneeze at.
I was good enough to make an impact, probably. Maybe not a star.
I'm just trying to think of something. So
I had to find out how many non sequitur shows I need to be on, like how many different hangouts and non sequitur shows I have to be on before I start getting paid to be here.
No. Well, the answer is
never.
You'll not be paid.
Listen.
Yeah, it's minimal. It's very minimal for me. Some sense, a little bit of sense here and there.
How much are my boobs worth on the internet? I can tell you that they are the equivalent amount of about 400 milliliters of maple syrup.
Well, I can say that it entirely
what
depends on where you put them.
I don't know. Somebody.
Wait, what? What? Wait a minute. Go back to the maple syrup comment.
That's how we measure boots up here. We don't use like cup sizes or anything. We measure in milliliters of maple syrup.
Okay.
Probably worth a lot. I'm checking out this new channel. I can't remember her name, but this chick is crazy, and it's all about sex. And she's got a shit ton of subs.
Talking about Brittany.
No, I can't remember her name. This is really crazy shit, dude. You won't believe it. I mean, sorry. Let me find out who
you're getting
turned me on to her. Because Cody Yo, I know you've heard of her.
So throwing back to Twitter earlier today, maybe you and Sweet Heathen should do it in the maple syrup instead of the Jello. The wrestle in maple syrup instead of Jello. Cheshire.
I mean, you gotta pace yourself, because the answer is why not all of the above?
Yeah, that's right. You did tweet that out.
Yeah. You can't.
So like maple syrup's really a thing in Canada?
What? Yeah, we have a maple syrup reserve.
No shit.
A maple syrup reserve.
I mean, well, here where I live.
Never heard of the Great Maple Syrup Heist of Canada?
Yeah.
Never.
Is that like a South Park episode?
No, that's a real
thing.
I mean, here where I live, it's Battle Creek, Michigan. We're known as Cereal City, USA, because cereal comes from here. That's like our claim to fame. Maple syrup's kind of cooler. We got Fruity Pebbles.
Are you a big cereal eater, Nakatsuchi?
No, and fucking this town's literally at 3 a.m. You go outside, it smells like Fruity Pebbles because that's when they come.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gotta admit, it's a more convenient form of measurement, right? It's easy to translate to people than like the cup sizes. Like if I were to measure myself, I'd be 2.5 of those tiny maple syrup things that you get at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And little jams, right? It'd be like
if you were to measure what? If you were to measure what, it would be 2 maple syrup thingies.
Oh, it's my cup size.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else. I was going to say, man, that's kind of stubby.
No.
Welcome back, Jay. Messenger, you're here. You want to pipe in on any of this talk? You're being quiet for Messenger.
I think you guys are all crazy for wanting AI to take over and transcendence to occur. And
I quite clearly said I'm not sold on people to hear my thoughts.
You guys are losing all of our humanity, all in that thought.
So would your God have a problem with it?
Here's the reality. If I could take my understanding of human behavior and create AI with it, I would essentially be creating God.
Sure.
Because it would perfect itself.
Sure. What's the problem?
What you'd be making yourself.
The first time that a God has existed, maybe.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
At least we'd be able to see that God.
You're absolutely right. But then what would that God do? That would be interesting to find out, wouldn't it?
Hopefully more than the current one. Hopefully cure cancer and stop kids from starving in other countries. And
that's just like magical utopian bullshit, and you know it.
Well, I think it's pretty much where we're at right now in society. I think everything's coming to a head. We're trying to decide which route we're going to take. Are we going to allow authoritarian dictators to take over, or are we going to be a free people that's going to go towards a human path of having equality for everybody and love and understanding for everybody? I think once we decide that question, then this technology will go as that goes.
Well, understand, like once we unleash true AI, which is going to become sentient, then it will just be very similar to the movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp.
How do you know that?
What's that?
How do you know that? Are you basing that purely on your experience with the movie Transcendence and Johnny Depp? I mean, like,
I'm basing that 100%.
The subtext is that AI is unpredictable. So you're missing the point. We can't predict how it will develop.
Hey, before we get too far past it, I want to call Messenger out on something you said a minute ago. You kind of balked at what Dave said about, well, maybe this manufactured God would do A, B, and C, and you said, well, that's just magical utopian bullshit. But isn't that supposed to be God's forte is the magical bullshit. Like if you were God, wouldn't you not make intervene so that children didn't suffer, or intervene and stop priests from raping children, or I mean intervene in 100,000 different scenarios.
Or just wring the neck of the stupid snake that was
And
planning on
if
fucking
you
up
did
your
intervene,
plan.
wouldn't you just be Big
I don't know.
Brother?
No, I'm just saying, like, if I come across as a
snake.
human being, if I come across a priest raping a child, well, I'm going to find the nearest blunt object and I'm going to put that fucking animal down right on the spot. So if I was a god, holy shit, what could I do to
Well, all you
make
got to
the
do
world
is walk
better?
down to any Catholic church, and you might be able to find that going on. Go be a hero.
Yeah, not every human being makes that decision. Sadly, I was reading. I think
You want
it
to be
was,
a hero? Go join the Catholic Church, John.
It doesn't matter of being a hero. I'm saying if confronted
I'm
with a
not saying
certain
it in a negative way.
situation,
I'm just saying that
Yeah.
I think
if
good.
you have that
He
moral,
doesn't have the prerequisite liking for little boys.
there's 2 or 3 questions that came up. So which one do you want me to answer first? John asked a question. Dave asked a question.
Maybe go back and answer Dave's question to begin with, since he asked his first, and you kind of just waved that off with like this little flippant, coffee mug saying.
I knew that's
because
he wanted to come in.
No, I was a fascinating conversation that I love the conversations with AI. I love the conversations with sentient being of something outside of our human existence. That would be super cool. And when he made the comment about just because you saw the movie Transcendence, no, my understanding of human behavior, knowing who we are on the inside, okay, which is our cognitive, experiential, emotional, and biological processes. You take those processes and you incorporate them into a computer system. No, I don't think it's going to become this supernatural or science fantasy version of transcendence.
Fuck would we design an AI with our inherent problems?
Because you don't design it with the inherent ignorance is what you're talking about.
No, without the inherent problems. We have problems.
We have problems because of ignorance, because of imperfections.
No, we have problems because of biological limitations. We have imperfect memories.
In a computer system that we're going to design is not going to have imperfections.
Well, it will. It will have, because we're imperfect. But okay.
That's not necessarily true. You're drawing an assertion.
At certain types of tasks, right?
I'm trying to make a point, have a statement. I've been interrupted by both of you, so it's kind of difficult to have a dialogue if you guys just want to interject every time you disagree.
Well, let me just clarify one thing, because I'm curious. So, you said the things that I listed was utopian bullshit or whatever, right?
I said that was about the God comment, not about the AI comment.
Okay, I was going to ask what was unreasonable about assuming that an AI could come up with a cure for cancer, or
I think an AI could
food infrastructure and growth things to be able to solve hunger.
And that was the point I was trying to make and get to when you interrupted with the transcendence comment, which was if we created an AI with our interworkings biologically, and it had unlimited access to knowledge and information, and had a humanistic desire for betterment, it would become an interactive God with us here, which is whatever created us isn't interactive with us.
Well, how is there any assumption that there is anything that has interacted with us in the past? Like, I think that's a big leap to just assume that.
Because if you realize the truth about your humanity,
the first thing that you could adequately assumed to be a god of some sort.
The truth is about humanity that escapes the majority of people, especially who subscribe to evolutionary design, is we don't learn anything outside of our own knowledge and experience that's been given to us. So the only way that we advance ourselves in any way, shape, or form is we're given some level of knowledge and experience to begin with. So there has to be some beginning of that. So for us here as Homo sapiens, we've been able to evolve from what we were created as. Whereas if you look at Neanderthal man, Cro-Magnon man, Homo erectus, they never evolved beyond what they were. That's why they died out. That's why they didn't survive in the ways that they did. And that's why I believe that when we were created and designed by whatever perfect being had created the previous ones for different reasons. They created us in an image and likeness like themselves, and we're left here to rule over this planet since then.
So how have you determined that that's not the ultimate purpose of that being? That we get to the point where we advance enough to create our own God?
Well, I'm wondering.
No, that might be a conclusion because I think I have a framework and blueprint for it.
I wonder if I can get some clarification on something you said. You said that we agree that human beings are not perfect, right? We agree with that.
Individually, yes. Collectively, I'm not sure.
As an individual, yeah. So if we're supposed to, if we can create an AI that it wouldn't necessarily inherently have our problems because we wouldn't design it that way, right? That's what you were saying?
It's not that we wouldn't design it that way, but if you're designing something with the directive to grow and learn within itself, and it has unlimited resources and unlimited information,
right,
because it's not bound by our time and space as we are as each individual collective entity.
Sure. Yeah.
You're a unique collection of your knowledge and experience in your biology that you were given. And so is every single person individually that's in this hangout, or even all 7.5 billion of us on the planet. We're all a very unique collection of our knowledge, experiences, and what we're genetically designed to be. So we're just little imperfect robots in our own little sense, being programmed by the world around us from the experiences that we have and the inputs given to us, whether it be our language, whether it be the information that we're given, whether it be the experiences that we have as toddlers, adolescents, children, and then adults. But we're all programmed into what we've become.
Sure.
So imagine something that's not bound by the limits of individual existence, like an AI computer system.
My question is that this is what I'm just looking for clarification on. Is that if that is the case, and what we created would be what you would consider like a quote perfect,
a supreme being,
a supreme being, or a god that we would be able to interact with. If we as imperfect creatures were able to create this thing, is that not indicative of whatever God you're positing out like beforehand that would have created us?
Well, I mean, we're created as organic beings in his image and likeness. We would be creating something based on technology and the way that we would, like when we design computer systems, when computer systems are designed, they're designed from an understanding of human framework. That's why a lot of computer parts have human.
That we would be able to create some kind of supreme being that is better than us. Why did God create something that's worse than him?
I don't know if we're worse than him.
So are we?
I believe we're at the beginning of possibly whatever he or they were before us.
So are we better than God?
I believe at some point we could achieve more collectively than what God has done individually for the beginning of creation. Yes.
I think that God is immortal.
I don't know.
Doesn't have all of the knowledge and doesn't have all the power.
Well, and here's where I stand, Messenger, is because I don't believe in a God, so this is not even really an issue for me. I don't believe in a God. I don't think that gods exist. I don't think we can create a God. I do think that AI is here. Whether we like it or not, it's not going to go away. So right now we have the responsibility of making it what we would desire it to be. So that's where I stand on it, not knowing much about the science. I'm sure David and Chesh, who know more about the science, could probably explain more. But just to me, this whole God question is irrelevant. I'm not going to stop something just because God might be mad that we're doing his work for him. No, I don't believe in God. So to me, the question is, it's here. What do we do now to utilize this tool and not allow it to become something that could be, I don't know,
Dr. Evil,
science fiction, like, you know, like, I mean, I do believe science fiction, it does come true. Like, it seems
Skynet
like history,
here.
Our
Conversation did I miss?
Yeah, you're in a good one. I just, you know, I don't quite get. I understand that y'all want to go back and forth on the God thing. I'm just saying, me as an atheist, I don't care about God.
For clarification, because
Nakasuchi, he don't care about you either.
I'm just curious. I'm not terribly contentious one way or the other. I was just a little bit.
It's fascinating. I mean, at least we're getting some counter argument here.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of an echo chamber. All right, you're welcome. I'm just joking. You guys weren't in an echo chamber. I was listening. Anyways, no, I'm just saying that, like, yeah, artificial intelligence to a very minor standpoint is here. Something to the extent that we've seen in science fiction, whether it be iRobot, whether it be Terminator, whether it be The Matrix, that level of computer awareness and sentient being does not exist yet.
Well, I think that would be the next step. But I mean, we have AI. It's here.
It's in the holodeck.
But I've watched the interaction for what they call AI, and it's still very rudimentary because they do not have an algorithm.
Advancing very quickly.
They don't have an algorithm that mirrors the human brain and can do what the human brain does.
No, but
once they figure that out, you can kiss your humanity and mine goodbye.
I mean, they're decoding the human brain right now.
Wait a minute.
They're attempting to decode the human brain. They still don't have a
what do you
clue what it's like.
messenger? What do you base that hyperbolic claim on? That we can kiss you. You just said that if AI advances that point, we can kiss humanity goodbye. How would you ever know that? How could you make that claim?
Because
what are you basing it on?
I believe that people in positions of power, prosperity, and greed, like our governmental entities that grasp onto these technologies and use them to manipulate, are going to use them to control you in a much greater way than they already do with social media.
So like conspiracy theory is what you're basing on?
The fact that this country is split between Republican, Democrat, almost 50-50 down the row, in having us all divided against one another while they sit up there and they enjoy and reap the rewards of the prosperity that they have, and they claim to have value and they claim to have care and they claim to have concern, but it's only for one demographic or another that's opposed to one another. So you're already being controlled. You're already being controlled and manipulated through psychology. Wait till they can do it on a computer, or they can actually intervene with your brain and do it that way.
Messenger, I love you, man. You know that, but you are just spewing conspiratorial nonsense
not at all. If you understood human behavior to the level that I do, and I've always offered to share that with anybody who is willing to take the time to sit down and learn it, you would understand the possibilities that can occur.
Well, I definitely think that there are some shitty human beings on the planet. I definitely think there's shitty human beings in our government, especially now. There's more shitty human beings than ever in our government. But like, I just don't know. Like, I don't think we can automatically assume that humanity is going to take the negative path.
Yeah, right? Skynet never believed that was going to happen. iRobot never believed that was going to happen.
Cheshire and David had to take off. So yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the great conversation. It was fun. Yeah, this is interesting.
Like, do you think that our government had anything to do with derailing Tesla?
Yeah, I studied this a little bit. Yeah, I think probably. Yeah,
and there's a brilliant mind who would have solved and eliminated so many issues, including free energy on this planet.
Yeah,
he was basically Tony Stark.
I'm not sure.
He would have the arc reactor and everything. You know,
I've read some stories similar to this, yes, but I'm not sure how accurate they are. I don't know too much about Tesla.
I just watched The Prestige. That was great.
Yeah, The
Prestige. Sorry.
But I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe I have a little more hope for humanity.
And I believe in hope, just in a different way. I don't have hope for planetary utopian world, but I believe that if everybody thought and reasoned, like if everybody viewed themselves and others with a foundational framework the way that I do, there would be world peace because of the unconditional empathy, love, and forgiveness that exists within my being now. If everybody had that same viewpoint, bigotry goes away, hate goes away, malice goes away, greed goes away.
I think we all think that, though, and I think that's the problem. Like, we all think that, but not really. I mean, well, for one, the world would be boring. But
no, not necessarily, because you would still be unique within your own entity and your gifts, your artistic abilities, your uniqueness as an individual, the individual gifts that you serve would be serving humanity as a whole. I don't have your talents. You don't have mine. You know, we all have unique gifts and talents that we share with one another to better humanity in the ways that we do. So we wouldn't all be alike identically. We would just all collectively be working together rather than opposed, fighting for resources and property and wealth and, our own selfish ambitions.
Possibly get there with the technologies that David and Cheshire was talking about. That was pretty much the thing that they were pointing out, is this technology would allow empathy and the coming together instead of the dividedness. No, I don't think that. What I'm getting at is I think we all think that our way is the best way, and if everybody was just more like us, then the world would be a better place. I think the way is understanding that humans are vastly different and trying to figure out where those common grounds are. Me and you are vastly different, but when I saw your two little children, that makes a human link between us, because I have a little child and you have a little child, and ultimately, even though we have these vast differences among us, we're both going in that bedroom, checking on our kids at night and smiling when we know they're okay. So, I mean, to me, that's the way forward. And it's not becoming all the same or the same mentality, but the different mentalities, understanding the right way to get along.
Right. I've made this claim, my channel, I think I've said it on your channel, if two people have a disagreement when it comes to a fact, something that's potentially provable or unprovable. And I'm not talking about taste and preference, what flavor of ice cream you like, what paintings you like, what music you like, what you're sexually attracted to. I'm talking about when it comes to facts, if two people disagree, either one of them's wrong or they're both wrong. And if you're going to argue facts or information, or you're going to have reasoning, you should use a Socratic method to question one another, share the information that you have that subscribes to what your beliefs are, and allow others to do the same and be curious to where they came from. Because when it comes to our facts and our beliefs, we're holding to true what we only know how to hold true. And we can't do anything different unless new information that is reasonable to where we're at is able to come forth. But most people are so defensive and would rather be right in an argument, or would rather win an argument than to grow within an argument. And I don't think that's a healthy way of doing it. I
agree with that, and that's why I try not to be that way myself.
I think that's why you and I get along, is because I think that in our core we share that human perspective of learning and growing and becoming better. I think that you are coming from a certain point of view from your prior knowledge, experiences, and what you've been through. And if I have your biology and I grew up where you grew up and I went through all the experiences you did, I would think and reason exactly the way you do. That's what an understanding of that unconditional empathy is about. And if you did the same thing in my worldview, you'd be exactly where I'm at. The reality is we're all uniquely different. And even as we share our experiences, information, we're still sharing them with somebody who has a different background. So they're never going to become us. They're just going to empathize or understand us. And then we collectively grow, perhaps in foundational ways that are beneficial. And then we have our still uniquenesses in our creativity and our taste and preferences that make us different, and that we can interact and, quote, not be boring.
Well, yeah, there's no way we can truly know what's inside of a human being. That's the scary thing about the technology that Cheshire and David was talking about, and that's what scared me. And it wasn't so much like I was afraid of people knowing my private thoughts, because I think with that technology, private thoughts would become common thoughts. So what we would think that we would be ashamed of, we would realize that everybody else had those thoughts as well. What I was more concerned about was my individual creativity. I've written stories my whole life. I still have 4 or 5 books that I want to write that I think are going to be great. I don't want other people knowing that shit. I don't want them to be able to see that stuff in my head, because that's mine. That's my creation. That's until I share it with the world, that's mine alone. So that's immediately where my mind went to when they were talking about it. What I didn't like about it was, no, I don't want people to know everything in my thoughts, because there's things that are mine, right? So that's what I would be worried about with that kind of technology myself. But that was before the whole AI thing. That was just the technology of being able to maybe share another person's experience, which is fascinating in a lot of ways, is if we could keep out access to everything. I don't want them seeing the first time I had sex with a girl. That's my experience, No,
and the thing is if they do have the technology to truly invade your mind in a positive way, help you in a positive way, collectively share information in a non voice, touch, taste, the ways we experience things through our external senses, if they can do something mechanically or scientifically, measuring our brain waves, stealing our brain waves, measuring our hormones, neurotransmitters, understanding our receptors and how they fire and actually extract memories and insert memories, then what keeps somebody that's in a position of wanting to control and manipulate from doing that?
Well, it's interesting. You make good points, and I mean, you're given the counter arguments, especially when it came to AI. That's the argument, right? Like, what is the morality of it? What is the consequences of it? Good discussion. Like, does anybody else want to jump in? I'm ending this at 2:00, so we got 50 minutes. So if anybody wants to jump in, this one guy, John, Jay, Godless, feel free.
Because I understand how the interactions between our biology, cognitive, experiential, and emotional processes work, and how they affect and interact with one another. In having a above average mathematic mind, I believe I could create algorithms that would solve issues to where they're running into roadblocks. I don't know if I want to do that because I think it's dangerous.
Well, and I would leave that to you because I do not have a mathematical mind at all. My dad and my brother does, and I don't know. I've never really understood how I became the way I am because I'm different than all my family. Like I said, I've always been writing stories since I was 5 years old. I've written stories. My dad and my brother are literally math brains. I mean, my brother was taking trigonometry sixth or seventh grade. I mean, just advanced calculus. I mean, the dude was smart. My dad was even smarter than that. He was a demolitions expert in the Army, math guy. I mean, they're math guys. I don't understand math for shit. I was a football star. The only reason I passed algebra was because I was like, do you want to win football games? Because I'm going to sit right here and not do shit, and you're going to give me a C. And they did, So, I'm just not a math guy. But you give me history, you give me English. I mean, history is really my thing. English was my what I love, but history is what I'm best at. But I don't know math at all. I couldn't sit here and give you no algorithm for shit.
I can go get my 17-year-old son. He can come teach us both.
Yeah, well, I'm sure my daughter will. Like, I'm complaining about my daughter's usage of technology, but it's pretty much an extension of her now. So I mean, I can't even imagine how these children today are going to be different than we are. She has the whole world at her fingertips from the age of 4.
If we leave her a world.
Yeah, if we leave her.
I was just gonna say, until global warming turns her into a fucking French fry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just watched a really good thing on Vice about the little girl. I can't remember her name. That she's up for the Nobel Peace Prize for starting the school protest over climate change. And I ain't gonna lie, man, that shit had me in tears. I was crying for just the hope I see in these youth. These young people are different. And there is hope for this world. There is, even despite this right-wing movement. And I'm not talking bad against people that tend to lean right, but I'm talking this far-right movement that's taken over this entire world. There's hope for this world, and it's in the youth. And shit ain't gonna fly for much longer. They might get away with it for 10 more years. And more damage is gonna get done, but these kids are about to change everything.
I know this wasn't the point of what you just said, but I just want to comment on this. Yeah, okay, because I just today admitted to somebody that something moved me to tears. And like I've said for a long time, I've had a lot of friends of mine that say, and I've heard a lot of men say, well, I never cry. Men don't cry. Show me a man who says that nothing will move them to tears, and I'll show you a liar. Well, okay, I mean,
it's that old mentality mindset, John,
yeah.
Especially for where I grew up in North Carolina, that men don't cry. And for a long time, I wouldn't. And it made me a very poisonous person, I think. I think you need to let out your emotion and you need to get it out. And I still won't let people see me cry. But I mean, even in a movie, like, I'll get the fuck away from me. Like, don't even look at me right now. But you got to let that shit out. It's poison.
Gee, thanks, Jay. Jay says in side chat, I think the last time I was moved to tears, I was taking a poo.
or he was poking a nose hair.
What happened at our age?
those don't actually draw me to tears either. I can pluck all I want.
You've been doing it too long, then.
Pretty easy. You just grab a hold and yank.
Are you still talking about nose hairs?
Yes.
Yeah. I can pretty much yank the hair off any portion of my body without a problem.
That sounds like a problem. Like you've been yanking hair too much.
All right. Yeah, you sound like someone. You sound like someone who cuts themselves.
No.
Ow! 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 Ow!
I would demonstrate, but I'm not doing it live because no, just no.
Come on, fucking nose hair online. That'll really make this video go viral.
No, I'd do it if it wasn't
Yeah,
live.
do that, and then Nakasuchi can make it the thumbnail shot. Come on, man.
I know I'm gonna have to change the. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail and the title and make sure everybody knows who's up in here. Interesting conversation, but I find it funny that Skyout couldn't come in to talk to Sokka, but Skyout is all up in the chat. Like, are you already done with your girl?
He's in the chat now.
Yeah. Oh man, he's talking up a storm. Better than Darth Dawkins. I'm better than Darth.
I was so disappointed Skyout not coming on. I just sent Sokka a message on Discord saying, Sokka, come back to the Raging Atheist stream and take on Messenger reveals.
He only has 45 minutes. I got my daughter's friend over. Then that would put it at 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours is long enough, I think. And I really like that this conversation, because I had topics to get into God and stuff. I'm really glad that this was a different conversation. I'm glad that Cheshire and Dave came on with some different stuff. It was interesting. I learned some stuff because I didn't know about any of that technology being developed. I think I had heard of the conjoined twins though that they were talking about. I think I just read a story about them, or at least seen a picture of them.
Are you kidding me? Get this. Listen, Skyout, you fucking pussy. Pardon my language. If you're gonna talk nonsense in a live chat, get your fucking ass in here and back it up. He just I don't know who he's talking to. I think he was maybe responding to Messenger, but he says in chat, that's a contradiction in terms. You must be logically coherent. Well, motherfucker, why don't you be logically coherent for 10 fucking seconds, Skyout?
Yeah, like,
I mean,
you can't even come in and defend your stupid ass comedy show that you seem to be so proud of. Like he literally sent me a message, was like, I need to go watch his newest video because he wears a mask in honor of me in some way. So like, I don't even know if I want to go watch it.
I mean, Skyout calling out anybody on logical coherence is like, you can't even purchase irony like that. That's just it has to naturally happen,
Like Skyout really needs to learn how to respond to people. Like, the first time that I ever responded to somebody, it was epic. His name was Mad Black Atheist, and he was trolling my old political channel. And he was a really far right-leaning black atheist guy. And he was kind of cool. He started trolling me, and then he became kind of cool and started giving me tips about YouTube because I didn't understand YouTube. But then when I first started the Raging Atheist, he really started trolling me hard. So I went back at him, Skyout. And what I did was I was like, it seemed like he must have had a crush on me because he's a right-wing fucker, and I knew he wouldn't like that kind of talk. So I gave him pictures of my butt so he could use them in his free time. That's how you go at somebody, Skyout.
So, Nakasuchi, I must admit to you that I have, for the first time ever on your channel, and actually, in my mind, the first time ever on any channels I'm a mod on, I have just abused my mod.
I think I'm okay with it. Like I gave him a chance to come on and defend his racism and his homophobia, and he just gave me excuses. He said he wanted to take down Sokka, and Sokka came up in here and made himself available for it. He just gave me excuses, and now like I could almost guarantee, like, he's waiting for, because he heard me say 2:00. We got 50 minutes, so he's gonna wait till like 1:45 because I sent him the link. He's gonna wait till 1:45, and he's gonna pop in here and be like, "I'm here."
Anyone hearing me? Oh, there I am.
Yeah, all I know is motherfucker. When I got here, motherfucker says, "Oh, I want to come in," and you send him the link, and then he don't show, and then now he wants to come back hours later and talk shit in the chat. That ain't the way it works, buddy.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jay.
Okay, cool. I thought there was a problem with my mic.
But coffee, we're getting off at 2, but come in, talk, make it interesting. Coffee has some pretty weird ideas. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Cafe?
Yeah, Cafe. I always call him Coffee because I love coffee.
Cafe? Covfefe?
Where's the link? He said.
Covfefe.
I gotta find him. He's probably way back.
Covfefe.
I don't think I've been in a live stream with him though. I think I've heard him a time or two.
Just be advised, Caffey. Now that Jay has interjected the word Covfefe, that is what I'm going to call you from now on.
Yeah, usually he doesn't say too much when he comes in, but like I've heard him call into shows and say some stuff, and he likes drugs.
Who?
He loves drugs. Yeah, he likes drugs.
Oh, you're talking about Caffey?
Yeah.
Oh no!
What was that, John?
He's not afraid to talk.
Yeah, who's dying?
John is. Look at that shit. Look at that gut rot he's drinking.
Oh yeah.
Guy vodka is gut rot.
Messenger's trying to trigger me. He's gonna send me to the store.
No, I'm not. If you want to have a drink, you got to drink with me online all night.
You're pouring it in front of him, you ass face.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm not responsible for Nakasuchi's problems.
I'm good.
I love him.
Yeah, I got lots of weed. So.
Well, hey, Messenger, all I'm gonna say is you could have had your wife bring you a glass of vodka, and everybody would have just thought it was water.
This is John. This is John, the messenger at an AA meeting. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What problems? What problems? I can quit whenever I fucking want.
Or else when it's
what makes you drink? I've been thinking.
I can quit. I can quit whenever I want. I've quit like 5 times over the last 3 years.
Yeah, I've tried 5 times this year. I mean,
I quit all the time.
Say hello
right
there,
before I
buddy.
pour another glass.
Yeah. I just I've done really good. I haven't drank in like a week, but like I don't know if I can like not not get creative.
I'm waving back, John, but I'll probably scare the crap out of your kid.
No, you won't scare him. He's good. Say good night.
Resilient.
Night.
Night.
See, these are these human moments when I can tolerate the messenger reveal. I remember these moments at the height of his because like I ain't gonna lie, messenger, like somebody come at you go right back at him hard. Like I'm like, oh shit, man. That's a bit hard.
Like I said, if you're gonna come at me with questions and curiosity, I'm not gonna be harsh. There's no reason for it. But if you're gonna ask me 20 questions and never give me a chance to respond, I'm going to be very harsh and direct, and I'm probably gonna cut at some core truths within your existence.
If you're gonna be a Jill, then he's not gonna have mercy on your soul.
No, I mean, there's a thing is like if you're sitting there, making these proclamations of like your thought process is so much more wise and you know so much more, and I'm just doing this and this, and you don't want to listen to the reasons I hold to the beliefs that I do. Why the fuck are we talking? And I'll just squeeze you like an orange and display every imperfection that you got.
Yeah, you get.
How many people have I cut to the core with the truths that are going down in their shit because they were coming at me with ignorance?
Yeah, not Jill, because he just decided to not. I just wouldn't admit it. Guy just tap dances all over the fucking place.
I gotta figure out how to unhide Jill.
He's our special boy.
I can't figure out how to unhide him. Like
I can walk you through it sometime.
Yeah, I'll probably need. I want Jill back.
Why did you hide him? Why'd you hide him?
I didn't. Ahmad did because. He started trolling the chat about abortions, and it was driving me nuts. So I was talking shit about it. So Ahmad hit him, and then I didn't really want him to be hit. I just time his ass out over and over.
Yeah,
I think don't you, since you're a channel owner, don't you just go to like his channel or something and click on settings thing?
No, you got to go into your own. You got to go into your own Creator Studio. And I only know how to do it through the old version. I can't do it through the new beta version. So I always click the classic version.
Yeah.
But if you click to the classic and then you go to, I think it's the actual word. It's channel, and then you go to. It'll show you like the. Damn it! I should just go do it right now while I'm talking to you. Mind if I share my screen?
Okay, go for it. Vegeta, did you want to come in? We only got 36 minutes. 36 minutes cutoff time.
Present him. We'll see
I'm
his
going to
morning.
it.
I got to present.
Oh, is that 30? Is that 36 minutes Nakasuchi time or an actual 36 minutes?
No, like 2 o'clock definitely, because these kids are gonna be up early as hell.
I'm scared now.
Yeah.
Vegeta says, "Sure, fuck it."
Vegeta hasn't been in a while, man. It's been a while.
I'll probably go live when I get home. But that's 3 o'clock your time there, not.
It says messenger.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping.
I don't see anything.
Let's see
That's
here.
the shitty thing about YouTube is these damn time zones. Everybody should be in the same time zone.
Yeah, it's not. It's
You guys
not showing-
seeing it now?
There it goes. Yep.
Okay, so over on this thing, this is the Creator Studio, the classic.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on your community here,
all right,
and then you go. No, I'm sorry, it's in channel then, or no, it's community settings. Here it is. So you go to community first, and then to community settings, and then down here, do you see where it says hidden users?
Yeah. All right. Cool.
You have to come in here and you have to remove the people here by clicking the X, and then you have to save up here at the top.
All right. Cool. Sweet. It looks pretty easy.
What's that?
Oh, look at who you got hidden.
Yeah, all 3 people,
Wait a
right?
minute, what's the bigger list there? Oh, moderators. You got
Those are the people,
you got
those are the
this
people that
one
showed up
guy
to
as moderator.
those are the people that showed up to my channel and I modded them. So there you go.
Yeah, I need to actually watch more of your videos.
I'm subscribed to his channel, and I keep missing that.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. I've only seen one live stream, but I need that's the way to get to know you better than anything is to watch
Sure.
your videos.
So I'll end the streaming right now.
All right.
There's what Vegeta.
Where are you at, Messenger?
Did I turn the screen off? There we go.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Vegeta?
Don't be like Nephilim. Don't be like Nephilim and show that you've been looking at escort pages.
Yeah.
He did do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Nephilim did that a while back. Yeah.
That's
You know
funny.
what's funny is like people talk about, oh yeah, I was blocked and stuff like that by Nephilim Free. My first conversation with Nephilim Free, he deleted the whole hangout.
I've tried to get him to come talk to me. I don't know if he just doesn't know who I am or what, but he wouldn't come talk to me.
Hey, so Paul, so we all heard that Skyout dropped an N-bomb on you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
How you guys don't know? How you guys don't know that yet? It's
Well, like,
I can find you the timestamp and everything. It was great. One
it
second,
just blows my
one
mind.
second N-word. 1 second N-word.
Yeah, you can see my reaction of
Yeah, I have to find
not
that
really
shit.
caring.
I can find it for you. It's like at the 3-hour and 29-minute mark of my video.
Well, so it wasn't like, so it just kind of came out of his mouth. He wasn't like being a racist bastard at the time. He just
said it kind of casually towards him.
I mean, because he's obviously
did it have the
he's
hard
obviously a
UR on
racist.
it?
He's obviously a racist bastard because he put content on his channel that shows he's a racist bastard. But I'm saying in that moment, did it seem like his intention was to be?
Oh,
I think his intention was just to try to trigger me before he abandoned ship, but I'll never know because Coward has been running for me for months.
Well,
This is the first time I've been able to be in a call with him.
He just showed up. I think I called it. He's 15 minutes before I called it.
Skyout's here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't you? Hey, Messenger, you asked the Scout here. Can't you smell pussy?
No, he can come in. It's the same time for him as it is for me. It's only 10:30 at night for him. He ain't losing sleep.
Yeah, he's gonna come in at the very end. All right, Skyout. What's up, man? Can the racist speak? Can the racist speak?
Say the N-word for me.
Oh,
what's there to talk about?
Oh, are you gonna start? Is he gonna start doing his impersonation?
Skyout, turn your camera on, dude.
No, I don't want to turn on my camera, dude. Who the
Are you
hell
that
do you
ugly?
think you are?
Are you that ugly?
Oh, I'm too good. I'm too pretty for you, bruh. I'm too pretty.
He's
No, you're
posing.
not.
Trust me, bro.
He's
If
posing, guys.
I'm not too beautiful to be here, you ain't shit.
I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you never show your
Look
face,
at
Kyle.
my
You gotta be
face.
pretty ugly.
Is your
Because I don't want anyone to see my perfect complexion.
I think you look like the dude from the Goonies.
Are you talking about Chunk?
Man.
No,
Do the truffle shuffle.
What's
No,
his
John
name?
Matusak.
the monster dude.
Oh,
Played by
that
John
was
Matusak.
that was the Hey You Guys guy. Hey You Guys.
Yeah, Slosh. Baby Ruth.
Yep.
That's Skyout. Baby Ruth.
John Matusak. He died not too long after.
Sloth.
What did you
That
bring
was
me
his
into this
name.
heap
Sloth.
dump for? Why are you
you
wasting my
called-
time?
You called Wujita here the N-word.
You got a problem with it? I grew up in the street, yo. That's how I be. You got a problem with the G?
Now you're all of a sudden got this
Andre.
you're
He's
the
Andre from
whitest
his
dude
show.
ever in the history of white dudes, and now all of a sudden you're gonna come in here and is this like a new voice for your comedy show? This is Gangster Skyout?
Skyout, I have a very important question. What are you,
Messenger,
fucking gay?
Did you just cite something from Key and Peele, Andre?
Huh?
Actually, no, it's me, guys. Hi.
You.
No,
Oh, I got you guys good. I'm sorry. No, I emailed Skyout.
Fuck
Yeah.
up, you fucking motherfucker.
I pranked you all. I got you guys.
You
No,
You
I
are
know.
little
I
bitch.
got you. I emailed him. I asked him if I could go in since he couldn't as him, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." I'm like, "All right, I'll try."
What's your
Yeah, I
what's
have
your
his
next
email. No.
This one guy, you just made your own video, motherfucker.
Hey, this one guy, what's your next performance? Are you going to impersonate Hitler next?
What?
No, Hitler doesn't have it.
Hitler
Hitler's not a YouTuber yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I don't know. I would beg to differ. I could show you.
Dude, you had like I don't know, like the whole gangster thing. I was like, oh, this is not
Skyout, man. You gotta hold on, or sorry, this one guy. You gotta hold on to it longer than that. I mean,
I couldn't do it because I'm at work.
Really ran with that shit.
I'll tell you
I
how
was
much
at
I was.
work,
I'll tell you how much
but,
I was buying. I'll tell you how much I was buying it. I just muted you a minute ago.
He did, dude. I saw that. That's why I stopped. Like, oh crap, I must be doing this too good. I had to stop.
And I sent sent fucking Sokka a message on fucking Discord. Hey, Skyout finally showed up.
But I guess it just means that what I said about Skyout being a coward who fears me is still true.
Yes,
I was about to go into him too. I'm like, so you called my boy Wujita the N-word? What's up?
Oh, that was golden.
So this
But
one
yeah,
guy,
guys.
get rid of that freaking logo, please.
Yeah, I'll
get
log
rid
back
of the
into
logo.
my other one.
You
So,
just- you
that
just- you
was
just
a good prank. I got you all
Jesus
tonight.
just
This is
disowned you.
mine.
Jesus just disowned you for that.
Jesus told me to.
No, Skyout did,
right, I'll be
motherfucker.
back.
Don't play games.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to.
Jesus is the original. Jesus is the original catfisher. So
He gave him his account. He gave him his account information. That's awesome.
Wow, that's
Now,
fucking.
now I know who to go to torture.
Well, and I mean, doesn't that just show the level of like this guy's got like mental illness, right? Like, like I mean, this one guy seems like a cool dude, but I ain't giving him my account information.
yeah.
Right?
All right, there we go. All right.
So are you're going to steal his identity, right? And
No,
clear his
no,
bank
no.
account- clear his
Again,
bank
like
account stuff.
when I first, this is a mock account. I just made up a different email and found his logo, and then that's all I did. And I superimposed it. Yeah, it's not like his account or anything. No.
Lame.
So it's my mock fake account. It's what it's called. So if I do parodies
Oh my
like this,
Lord.
I can do it more.
You still have access to that then, right? You created it, so it's there to use.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
please find him somewhere in a live chat sometime and just like go at him as him and just fuck with him big time. You know, like,
That would
and
be fun, but I don't know him that well.
Talk about yourself in the third person and like tell everybody in chat that no, you're the real Skyout, you're the best one, you know, and like just fuck with him big time.
Yeah, pull. You gotta pull a J. You gotta study him so that you know how to sound enough like him, where people have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It will be like Kane versus Undertaker.
Oh, that's right.
Pretty white man voice. This one.
That's right. When fucking Jay did that shit up with Jill, he was pretending to be Jill.
Yeah, that's where I got the idea from. So I was like, I'm gonna borrow this, but I'm gonna go with the. I'm just gonna do this, and so that's exactly what I did. But I sent my thing to Skyout when I made my parody thing to see, because if he didn't want it up there, I was gonna take it down. So he liked it, and I got his approval. And then when he said he couldn't make it on tonight, I emailed him like, hey, how funny would it be if I went on and impersonated you? And I was waited back, and he just emailed me back, and that's why I left, because he's like, oh, cool, I just got permission to go on it. I asked permission to go in as him. I didn't just do it out of thin air. I actually asked permission.
Yeah, that's a good little joke. This one guy, but fuck you.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you garbage. You will now face execution. You'll be drawn and quartered at dawn.
Oh wow! So then he'll be this 4 guys then after
these guys.
Some
guys
to smack that beard off your chin, man. It's been a little outrageous.
They're just jealous. That's what it is. It's
like, I don't know. You're going for the whole Amish look, right?
I don't know. That's not really a chin beard. I think that's what you would term as a neck beard. Neck beard. Yeah, that's a neck beard.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it needs to go.
I still stand by the philosophy of show what you can grow. if you can only grow a neck beard, show it to the world.
Yeah.
Have no shame.
I hate the neck beard. I mean, it drives me crazy. I can't. I gotta shave that shit. It drives me nuts.
It doesn't bother me so much.
How big can you, if you get the pick out, how big could you make that fro right now, man? Oh wow!
Holy shit!
That's some kid and play shit right there.
Yeah, Vegeta's better when he's got the fro kicking.
Yeah,
I think it allows his thought processes to clear.
Today's been one of those meh days, so.
Yeah, for me too. I'm used to drinking on Friday night.
I'm used to class, and now the class is over. I gotta just time, like this whole days that I would spend.
It's called get a job, motherfucker.
Travel and class that I have now.
It's driving me crazy. Not like I'm sitting around the house all fucking day, just waiting on my phone to ring. It's like, God damn it, I need to do something. I need to do something besides be on YouTube all day.
No, because that's what you're supposed to be doing in the meantime.
Yeah. I mean,
you were making my phone ring.
Dude, it's driving me nuts being here all the time. I need to get back to work.
Between all the all the people that I follow on Twitter after joining last week, it's like the damn phone never stops. Dang, 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 dang.
Yeah, it's a problem with Twitter. I have it on my phone, but it doesn't really ding on my phone. I have to really go into it to get notifications.
Oh yeah, you did the right thing not having the notifications on.
Yeah.
So you got to go in and you just go in periodically and check it out and see what's new. Then.
Yeah, Twitter I've got it on right now, but yeah, I go in every once in a while because, man, if I get sucked into some of the shit that's going on there right now, then.
Hey, I saw you post something the other day, and tell me if you figured it out, because then maybe you can explain it to me. How in the fuck do you follow those threads on Twitter? They splinter all over the place. Yeah,
it's really hard.
I mean, I don't get it. Why aren't they formatted in other platforms where they're all right there in a row?
There's a way for people to do it to where it is, but most people don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I saw somebody talking about it the other day. There is a way to do it to where it's very easy to read. It's just most people don't, and I don't. And I need to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, because you start a thread, and then one of the people that replies to you, then somebody replies to them instead of in the thread, and then that splinters off into something, and then somebody replies to a reply, and then that splinters off into another thread, and it's just like, what the hell? How do you keep track of all of it?
Yeah, Twitter is a clusterfuck, man. It's my video about rationality rules and essence of thought was spot on because you get to know them as real people, not just the shit they put on YouTube. So it's a bit different, it's a bit different. But I actually like it. I'm meeting a lot of people on Twitter, and it's a very easy way to talk to people. A lot easier than email and any other way.
It's easy to put in I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again, Messenger. I kind of talked.
I said I still haven't made a Twitter account, and I got to catch up with the times.
Nah, fuck that. I don't need that shit in my life. No Twitter for me, thank you.
I thought that's what all the young people do.
Nope.
I just recently made one. I feel weird making one.
They need to rename it Dumpster Fire because that's what it is.
It's a good thing, like to put information out on though, because then if you like add a bunch of people, then they'll maybe retweet it or share it, and it gets the word out on shit. That's for sure.
I mean, the main reason I even started Twitter is just so I could talk shit to Donald Trump. I just wanted to respond to his stupid ass tweets that I was seeing on CNN. That's literally why I started Twitter.
Oh shit.
That's how much I hate Trump. Like I will start a new social media platform just to talk shit to that bitch. I will, even though I know he don't see the shit. I still talk shit. So one of his assistants is like, that motherfucker Nakasuchi's an asshole.
I don't know, man. I think that there's a chance. I mean, there's probably so many people going at him on that platform, but there's still a chance he's seen some of your tweets because I envision this guy sitting there looking at all that shit. I mean, he watches all the news on TV. He tweets all the time. I think he pays attention to that shit. I really do.
Yeah, you could be right. Like he does seem a bit obsessed. But Yells Guril, can't pronounce. I'm butchering your last name. Makes a good point. Raging Atheist looks like I'm a little late to the party. What did I miss? Asking if Skyout showed up. Skyout did not. This one guy pulled an excellent prank, and we thought Skyout finally showed up. But Skyout's been in the chat all night, making his excuses, talking his shit, doing what Skyout does. Is that really Skyout back in the chat, or is that you, this one guy?
I can't. I'm at work, man. I can't be in the chat. Otherwise, I would.
Skyout,
oh, wait. Skyout's back in the chat? Hold on a second.
Yeah, Skyout is in the chat.
Wait a minute. Where is Skyout?
Yeah,
there you are. Okay, here, hold on.
A while ago.
There you go, buddy.
He joined the chat when I first showed up before I left for like an hour and
is
came
that
back.
Skyout in a mask on his channel?
Yeah, he said it's an ode to me.
I a mask. I gotta watch that. Oh, sorry.
He said he dedicated that to me, so I gotta.
That dude's eating more cheeseburgers than I have.
I will end up watching it because I'm obsessed with myself. So when people talks about me, I have to watch.
Who else here in this hangout?
Skyout again.
Oh, of course.
You're just getting abusive with that.
Do it, John. Fuck him.
I'm just saying, if he's too big a pussy to come in here, he ain't gonna get to talk shit in the chat. And what? We're only going another 20 minutes. I'll wait. I was gonna leave, but
15 minutes. I'm cutting it right at 2:00 because my ears hurt, and if I don't go to sleep, if I don't lay down at 2, then I will be thinking about a story for a half an hour. So 2:30, these girls will wake up at like 6 o'clock.
What do you got planned for tomorrow, Knock? Are you just doing the late show on Great Debate Community?
I'm having something with Martha and Richard Madsen.
Okay.
They want to have a conversation. I might, depending on how I feel after the thing with John, I might do a little live stream. But I'm thinking that if I don't have an open room tomorrow night here, then I can have an open room probably Sunday night, since I'm not working. So,
and Monday is Memorial Day.
Yeah. So maybe
we're working.
I'll be working.
I could probably make a stream dedicated to the military, piss off a lot of people, but I won't do that.
Remember, this Monday is for dead military people, not the active.
Probably not the time. Which I have really weird ideas about that. I respect the troops. I don't respect the complex. So yeah, I just have weird ideas.
What's wrong with the complex?
Trying to take over the world. I'm an anti-war guy. Of course, I got a problem with the industrial military complex.
Well, hey, Messenger.
Yes.
So yeah, tomorrow night, like around 9:45 Eastern time.
Yep.
I'll shoot you a link too.
That works. I will be there.
Can I get one too? Can I get one too, there, Mr. Peterson?
Oh, you want to come on tomorrow night?
What are we giving out
I'll
now?
be available.
Do I have your email?
Do we have a topic yet?
Yeah, I think I do. You did email me. Well, what? You didn't get the link I sent you to the video?
To this one?
No, let me check.
I'm talking to Messenger.
He's talking to me.
No, I have your email, Jay.
Oh, you have mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think, yeah.
Oh, there is a. I didn't even notice that.
I think you emailed me a link at one point. I think, Jay.
Well, that's the link to the live stream. But what's the topic?
Oh no!
Click on the little carrot that shows you that's open up the video description.
Let me see. Oh yeah. I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
By the way, Yales, I have not seen that email yet. I will look at it before I lay down. But I don't think Skyout can really surprise me much anymore.
I feel bad now.
Why?
Not really, but it's just hilarious because I was curious if that was actually Skyout or a sock. So I checked the channel, and I just see this gross, fat, clearly recently shaved neck beard and a mask. Oh boy!
He has a neck beard.
No, you can tell there's a neck beard in that. You can.
I'm gonna have to watch this fucking video, man.
Skyout's fat.
Skyout is 8 more cheeseburgers than me.
Well, see, and here's the thing: I'm fat too, so I don't think I'm talking shit, but I'm just surprised.
No. See, here's the difference, Messenger. You have a neck. That's the difference.
Wow.
Homeboy looks like Earthworm Jim.
So he's saying there's still hope.
I'm gonna have to watch this video. He was so proud of it too. Like, he literally messaged me about this fucking video.
Well, so wait a minute. If Skyout doesn't have a neck, then technically he has a décolletage beard, not a neck beard.
Fair enough. But and another funny thing is after Skyout's attempts to dodge me a few months ago, it was funny because one of his excuses after he tried to come to me.
Oh, Jesus!
Back then he said, I don't need to show up to discuss with any nobody like you. And still to this day, I have twice as many subscribers as this fuck.
And then he acted like halfway through the email conversation, he acted like he didn't even know who the fuck you were.
Yeah, he starts. Yeah,
he's such a fucking douche.
Hey, what's your handle, Jay, on Drag Server?
Oh, it's let me just post it. I'll get on Discord.
So I'm looking at
he's such a homophobe. I'm sorry, John. Or sorry, Mister. I'm responding to chat. Yales. He literally said he wasn't a racist in Drag's chat the other day, and then I found out he called my boy here Mujita the N-word. So, yeah. Sorry, Skyout, you racist homophobe fucker.
Yeah. No, I went and watched that video because Vegeta said he had no neck. It looks like he has a helmet on with shoulder pads. There's no neck.
That's why he hates gay people.
We should call Skyout the linebacker.
Hey, Peterson.
That's why he hates gay people because he knows they don't want to fuck him.
What's
Peterson,
up, Jay?
I put the Discord link to my channel right there on the side chat.
All right. Well, can you do this instead?
I need to learn how to do that. I think my patrons, I'm gonna give them my Discord, even though I'm never on it, so they can be on a Discord I'm not on.
So Jay, if you're on Discord, you know my name on Discord, right? J Pete in Drag Server.
Oh, is that you? Well,
J Pete, JAYPET. I don't know what the tag number is, but
I didn't know that, John. Which I need to get on Discord more. I really do. Last time I went in, I got into a political debate that kind of pissed me off. So I haven't
JAY and then second word PETE. But if you just send me a DM, then I have your.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'll do.
See if you could do it. I mean, if not, I'll click on this.
All right, we got 13 minutes, guys.
Plus 30.
No,
I'm just joking, bro.
Not tonight. Well, I'm trying to get better.
Rest.
I'm trying to get really better because I just think like when they go too long. Well, it's funny because some of my most viewed long live streams have been really long ones, but generally I just think it's too long. I don't think people click on them or they don't watch it and they miss the best parts, and then I have to go through a 6-hour live stream to find it and cut it out.
Or you just parse them, where you take like an hour clip out of it or a 30-minute clip out of it, like you did before.
Yeah. It's just it takes a lot of time to do all that shit.
You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. Let's smoke some weed.
Hey, John, let me know if you got that.
I got a lot of stuff that I got to do. We're not
from the movie
tomorrow.
Friday.
Not tomorrow. But I still got to go back and mirror the damn modern day debacle shit with
So,
that.
Messenger, have you ever smoked any weed?
Yes.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
smoked weed since 2006.
Oh, okay. Yes, Jay, I got that.
Okay, cool.
I would
So,
say you probably need to smoke weed, Messenger. You'd be a little more chill.
Then I wouldn't be me.
Just let me say real quick. So Jay, tomorrow once we get into the discussion portion of the show, which will be like maybe 20, 25 minutes in, then I'll start bringing more people in.
Okay.
I'll shoot and I'll DM you a link on Drag server there.
Okay, cool. Or you can just do it directly through that DM that I just sent you.
Right, that's what I mean. I'll DM. Well, what you DM me out of Drag server, right?
Yeah, I just sent you a direct message through Discord. Yeah,
that's what I meant. I'll DM.
Yeah,
you.
either way it works. Either way.
Cool,
Well,
man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's right. If you DMing somebody, you don't have to do it through the server. You just click on that.
Yeah,
that
you just
friend-
click
friend-
where the
friends-
DM. Yeah, right
Yeah.
where the DM started, and you're good to go.
I agree, Yos. I just don't think white dudes look good with neck beards. I just don't. It's too Amish. Like maybe if you like fucking fill it out up here, this one guy, or just like take some Sharpie and just fill it in, and it'll look better.
I explained why it's halfway looks as bad is because I have a bad scar on my freaking chin that I got when I was a kid, so it doesn't fill out.
I don't think it's the scar. I think it's your God did not give you your God did not give you genetics to grow out a full beard.
Look, it's okay. This one guy.
Maybe it's just the shape of my head. I don't know.
It's
Like the
okay.
fucking-
Just fucking
No,
with you.
it's okay. This one guy.
You
You've
think
gotten
you
to you're
are.
about 40 years old before your beard is fully developed, so you have hope. You're good.
Just to let you guys know, if I actually grew out my neck beard, I could shave that shit and collect it, and SOS would go out of style. That shit's fucking my wife. SOS pads. My wife. When my wife gets freaking. My wife hates it when I start growing out my scruff because she's like, man, that shit's like razor blades. Yeah,
That's why
my
you
shit
have
will
to
kill people.
moisturize.
Now, if you said that same
That's why
shit,
you have to moisturize.
now, if you said that same shit about Vegeta, would that be racist?
It wouldn't be true.
Yeah, I mean, look at that puff.
Vegeta, there's no stopping that. It basically putting
Well-
moisturizer on my facial hair is basically like putting motor oil on fiberglass. There's no fucking point.
And you gotta moisturize, and when
I'm
you
serious. I
actually-
produce fiberglass for hair.
If you want it to be less prickly, when you shave it, use
Dude,
like
I
an
have
electric
tried.
razor.
I have tried multiple things. It's
I think
literally
Vegeta-
it's as pointless as putting lube on fiberglass.
Vegeta should dye his hair red and be the Firemeister from that like Christmas video from a long time ago. Remember the Heat Miser? You guys remember the Heat Miser? Come on.
Yes. That's like that stop action like claymation.
Yes,
shit.
yes. The thing was the bomb.
Here's a question for you guys: have you guys ever seen me without my beard or no?
No,
never.
I think maybe
for
when
those
I
who
first
follow
talked
me
to
on Twitter, I'll post a picture of what I look like. It's not gonna look any better. You can put the beard back on.
Your beard, and we'll know.
Hey, the only problem
Shave
with
because of
Vegeta-
religious. Like I said, I won't do
He
it.
finally shows up
But
with
hold on,
like
what?
8 minutes.
I was finding this link for Nakasuchi.
Hey guys,
This is about when I
I'm gonna
started
head
talking
out.
to Skyout.
Good night, everybody. See those of you that'll be there tomorrow night, and look for my email like about 1:45. Knock and Messenger.
Okay.
All right. Take care, JP.
Yep. Later.
See you tomorrow, man.
I would just like to point out that if Vegeta were to dye his hair red, he would walk around and people would ask, how is it you fucked Madonna?
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, see,
That's racist, Jay.
Vegeta's not old enough to get that joke.
I get it. Yeah,
I'm sure he
Dennis
gets
Rodman.
Dennis
Everybody knows
He
Dennis
was like
Rodman.
4 when Dennis Rodman screwed Madonna.
Dude, I was like a kid when Dennis Rodman was on the Pistons, man. He was part of the bad boys. That was like fucking legend around here.
So was I, Knock. So was I.
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Did
Jay.
Dennis Rodman marry himself?
Yeah,
something like that.
That was like pre crazy Dennis Rodman. You know, he was still like sort of normal. he just elbowed people in the nose.
Hey, he didn't go full Rodman on him.
Yeah, he hadn't been full Rodman yet. Yeah, he literally was considered like a nice guy compared to Bill Lane Beard. Like,
you're old when you can remember watching the Bulls with Jordan.
Oh yeah,
with Michael Jordan.
I still watch the old highlights. I mean,
I was a
I
baby.
like LeBron, but man, I watched them old Jordan highlights just to see dominance, utter fucking dominance.
Watch
and
it fly through the air.
Like the shit talk, like he literally counted down from, I think it was 40. He started at 40, and every time he scored a shot, he counted down until he got to 0. So he literally planned one guy. I'm scoring 40 on this bitch, and I'm gonna rub it in his face the whole fucking, and the whole game he did. Boom, 38. Boom, 35. I mean, it was just beautiful.
He was the Barry. He's what Barry Sanders was to the Lions.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. God, I remember them days.
You remember those days where they just gave the ball when all things seemed bleak and dire. Toss the ball to Barry.
Yeah, he was our whole team. Like it was the whole team.
Nobody could figure out why his knees were getting blown out and why he was having medical issues.
Yeah. Oh man.
He just worked that guy like he was.
Give him the ball 35 times, and at least once a day, once a week, he's going to do a somersault over about 10 guys.
Yeah. Then they couldn't figure out why he broke so many records for the amount of yards rushing. I'm like, because they kept giving him the ball.
Oh, and it was beautiful to watch. Like, yeah, and that's what you don't understand, because you see the highlights of Barry, and it's beautiful. But then you unless you're a Lions fan that actually watched the games, you don't understand that there was 35 handoffs to where he got like -2 yards, and then he would have one that was like 87.
Yep.
That was Barry Sanders, because his offensive line sucked. I mean, Emmitt Smith had the best offensive line in the history of the game.
Suck. They haven't gotten any better. That's
they never do. They
with
never will.
They never do. They just. I don't know if all of them are just gambling fiends, and that's why they just don't get any better. They just bet against themselves.
I think since Charles Rogers that we have been drafting crackheads. I think that's what we've been doing. Oh, you're a crackhead. You're on the team. You're on our team. That's pretty much the Lions for you.
You think that's coke you're snorting?
Yeah.
No, that's aspirin just to keep you maintained. You'll get the coke after the game.
Oh man, our team sucks so bad. Everybody's hopeful, like we got good players. It don't matter. It don't matter. We could have the best players in the league.
My white or my older sister's first husband, he's a huge Detroit Lions fan. Every year he just hoping and hoping and hoping. I'm like, dude, keep hoping. You might as well just no, not gonna happen.
Never. It's just not gonna ever happen for us. Like if you're a true Lions fan, you have a second team. So like, last year when it was Peyton Manning, it was usually Peyton Manning's team. So now it's like whoever I think might have a chance to win. If I want to have a chance to go to the playoffs, I pick that team.
Go back and watch some of the games between the Detroit Lions and the 49ers.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, I remember those.
Especially when Elway was quarterback. Fucking Christ. I'm not even a football fan, and I remember those games. My brother-in-law, he's like, yeah, they're gonna do it. They're gonna pull it out of their ass. I'm like, 49-3? Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
that's not even possible.
It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But you just kind of get used to the disappointment. Like my favorite thing on
that's
Twitter.
Why I stopped.
Yeah, like people talk about their disappointment today or their disappointment in life, and I'm like, "Are you from Michigan?" No, so you don't know disappointment because you're not a Lions fan.
Go to Flint.
Yeah, go to Flint. I actually did go to Flint and did a big thing for my old political channel on that shit. It was pretty sad. People there are fucking fucked.
The fact that water hasn't been corrected yet is just mind-boggling. That's
you go there,
failure to infrastructure.
There's like camps to where it's like a third world country, man. It's fucking crazy. People are.
Oh, I know. I went to drill there. I was in the National Guard. One of my guard units when I joined back up was in Flint, and I remember. I tried to avoid Flint as much as I could when I was and so did my parents when we were younger, and then I ended up going there every one weekend out of the month, and it was
Yeah.
Flint sucks.
Michigan it's just bad. Like we give away all of our clean water to fucking Nestle and it's spreading like all across the state. We have fucking water advisories here in Battle Creek all the time. It's spreading all across the state. It's fucking crazy.
I miss the pike fishing though.
Yeah, that's a big thing, in the salmon fishing. That's a yearly thing.
My brother-in-law and I, my wife's brother, him and I got the fishing bug years ago, and he would always fish for bass because he's like, I remember fishing for sunfish and bluegill. I want to catch bass. And every time I went out and I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and I'd go out there and go fishing for bass. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm not going to go fishing for bass. I want to go for pike. I want to go for something that's got some, brute force to it. Mm-hmm. And then I would
miss fishing. I have no one to go fishing with.
Oh shit!
Yeah, if you go out to Lake Michigan, you can do steelhead, and that's even more fun.
Yeah, there's nothing but fishing. I mean, that's the good thing. If you like fishing, Michigan is a place for you.
Yeah, well, the worst thing is when you go down south, because I had a fishing boat and everything, and I moved down to North Carolina, and those fish are so goddamn lazy.
Oh,
they're lazier than the fucking people. It's like, oh, the water's great. This is awesome. And then when you catch one, it's like you might as well just be hauling in a beater. They don't fight nothing. I've had a freaking 1 pound bluegill give more of a fight than anything down in North Carolina. It's just like
it's because of all the hatred and bigotry. It's just poisons the well down there.
I think they're just as apathetic as the Southerners. They're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I grew up down there. It's fuck. I love North Carolina. I hate how backwards everybody seems to be. Like even people that I knew way back in the day that I thought were good people, and I look at their shit now and I'm like, you fucking suck.
I lived in North Carolina not quite 5 years, and I told my wife when my wife and I moved away from North Carolina back up to Michigan. I told her straight up, I said, you have to pay me to go back to North Carolina. And sure as shit, a few years later, I got a job with G4S and had to take some training. So I had to fly from California all the way to Raleigh. And that was the only reason I went back. And man, I got there and I was just like, nope, don't miss this fucking state at all.
Yeah, Raleigh's a place. The only good thing about Raleigh is Chapel Hill. That's the only good thing about Raleigh.
Oh, Raleigh's not bad. I was amazed though when being in Raleigh is like, because I was living in California. I was like, wow, the traffic here is so light. when I was living in Michigan and went down to North Carolina and I've been in Raleigh, I've been like, traffic here sucks. But if you've been in California and then you go to North Carolina, you're like, yeah, this ain't so bad.
Yeah, I've heard about
everything is relative.
Yeah, I've heard about that traffic. But I gotta get out of here, guys. It's 2:00. I'm starting to crash. Like, if I had been drinking tonight, we'd be going to like 5 a.m. Good conversation tonight, though. Different conversation. I enjoyed it. Sorry, Kathy Coffee. Still don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry you didn't get much of a chance to speak.
Drug peddler.
But yeah, Sunday I'll probably have an open room. Probably start it a little earlier because can't be on too late because got to take my kid to school, and then I got a lot of stuff to do on Monday. But we will have another open room on Monday, and then tomorrow it's going to be like this closed thing with Marty and Richard, and it should be a good conversation. So looking forward to that, Richard Madsen. I will see you tomorrow. Anybody have any last words?
Pluto, you're garbage.
Good night, everybody. Hope you have guys good one.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, bye, guys.
Oh, Rage, I like your shirt, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah. I don't usually get out of the T-shirts very often.
Got a collar and everything.
Suits you, though. It really does. It suits you. It looks real nice.
Oh,
you're cute, little boy.
I'm not going to
Anyway, I'm going to go. Bye-bye.
He's not dating you.
Good night. I'll see you guys later.
Good night, guys. Bye.
You're turning the